Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Bob, we have made it here to the weekend on a Tuesday. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you, Beam. Love watching some Monday Night Football with the Chiefs. Gets my daughter involved. She just walks by. Who's winning?
Taylor
Chiefs.
in the stands.
Is Travis catching balls? Yeah, he has. He caught like 9.
And he's doing some rugby plays last night, too.
Oh, and he's giving out mustache rides because he's looking like a 1970s sheriff.
He really does.
I mean, it's like he's right out of Super Troopers.
He really does. That is like Farva light.
I mean, it is remarkable. And he popped that lid. I'm like, wow, that is.
I don't want a large Kelsey. I want a liter of cola.
Gets his liter of cola. He's got his little. It's kind of turned down just enough. To bring it on home. Like, hey, I might be going to Sam Elliott for Halloween. But
it's not thick and bushy, but it's not thin and wispy.
That's my point. Is like it
somewhere
is
in between.
A manicured 70s mustache. Mm-hmm. Like my man is looking good. So it was a pretty good game last night. I mean. You know, the Saints, they've got something going on. They just got to find a way to stick with it. Like, Carr missed a couple of deep shots, hit some. Mm-hmm. You know, but they've got a good squad.
Turnovers in the red zone.
Yeah. I mean, Chase Young had a nice sack. Like, he's doing some good stuff. Like, there's some nice elements that they have on that squad. They just have to keep building it.
They got to get Paysom Hill back in the lineup.
They really do, because I think he is their X factor, if you will. I mean, they can do a lot of things with him because they've got the deep downfield receivers. Alvin Kamara is good in the running game, and their defense is about as good as you're going to find. Now, I mean, obviously it wasn't good enough to stop the Chiefs, but I mean, when you stop them 3 times in a row to end a half, I'm like, my goodness, like you got to give them some credit now.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pretty good game last night. They get it done 26-13. Tigers take down the Guards in what was a really dramatic baseball game yesterday afternoon.
Is there anyone else you would have rather had on the mound in the 9th?
No, probably not.
Okay. Then you know what? I figured that.
Yeah.
Like, you give them, they're talking about Schlegel going, 9 scores or whatever, his Schlegel for the for the Tigers up there. Lions, Tigers, and Bears, Schlegel. You know how well he pitched. I'm like, listen, the Tribe took you into the 9th. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, scoreless. It was a dramatic game, too. I mean, there were plenty of times where Matthew Boyd was in jail, and he got himself out. Relievers came in. Clase kind of flirted with disaster a little bit in the 8th when he came in. Got the first 2 batters of the 9th out, and then all of a sudden, you get runners on the pond. Whammy with 2 strikes. Fun fact about that. I told Shark this morning, it's the first time Emmanuel Clase has ever given up a 3-run homer in the big leagues. And with an exit velo that Carpenter's home run left the ballpark at, I think it was like 110.3 miles per hour on the exit velo. It's the hardest hit pitch that's ever been recorded off of him in the majors. So it was a great game. It seemed to move pretty fast too, Shark. But unfortunately, the Gardos do give it up in the top of the 9th. It's all right.
How are we feeling?
Well, you're a little disappointed. You go into the game, at least I went into the game, thinking you're going to lose. You're facing Tarek Skubal, best pitcher in baseball.
Schlegel.
And so you have the mindset, all right, we split at home, we'll go to Detroit.
So you got a tie.
Then when you get him out of the game in the 8th,
and it's tied.
And you've got the best bullpen in baseball, you're thinking, okay, advantage Cleveland. You're at home.
You're saying there's a chance.
And, so it was quiet. So quiet walking out of that stadium, except for maybe 500 Tigers fans.
Did you punch him, Shark? You guys beat him up?
I did not, Bob. I don't play that way.
Shark just brings a shiv.
I've been to Detroit, and those fans don't treat me well when I'm wearing my colors. And I've been to Ann Arbor, and they don't treat you very well either. But I turn the other cheek.
Good job. Way to be Midwest nice, Sharky. We got a great show lined up for you.
Towards Diddy.
We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. Talk some Buckeyes in the red zone. They've been awesome at this year. Busy show today. 6:35 and 8:05 Schlegel. He's going to join us. Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, the hyphenator, at 7:20.
Oh, boy.
Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Huddle, 7:35, and then Uncle Beau coming up here at 8:33. Lots to get into today, but before we get into anything else, it is Tuesday, the 8th day of October, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Dr. Bob, what do you got lined up for us this morning, buddy?
Well, here we go. It is Tuesday, October 8th. I believe we are a month away from voting day, if I'm not mistaken, election day, if you will.
Yep.
This date is the 282nd day of the year, 84 days remaining, Beam, in this 2024. This day, 1921, KDKA in Pittsburgh has the first live broadcast of a football game. 1921, Beam, back in the day. This day, 1956, Don Larson pitches the perfect game in Game 2 as the Yankees top the Dodgers. Here you go, Sharky.
Larson is ready, gets the sign. Two strikes, ball one. Here comes the pitch. Strike three. A no-hitter, a perfect game for Don Larson. Yogi Berra runs out there. He leaps on Larson, and he's swarmed by his teammates. Listen to this crowd roar. The first World Series no-hitter, a perfect performance by Don Larson.
I believe that's still the only perfect game in the World Series, if I'm not mistaken, Sharky.
Yeah, we had a no-hitter, Roy Halladay, against the Reds in the playoffs, but not in the World Series.
It's pretty darn.
Scooball was on his way to a perfect game before Naylor busted that up yesterday.
He didn't even know her either.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Schlegel. This day, 1982, Cats opens in New York City, runs for 18 years. I used to see the promos for that, Shark, when I was in high school.
Kinda scared
last
me.
run, last this, last that. And I had no idea what the heck it was. I'm like, you think I'm going to go to New York City and watch a bunch of people in cat suits? Now you can just go to your local high schools and watch them walk around and do
I'm
that.
tired of stinking cats. You gotta be a dog.
Exactly. That's what you need. More dogs in the house. This day, 1995, Dan Marino breaks Fran Tarkenton's career record for completions. And then on the same date in 2018, Drew Brees becomes the all-time yardage leader in passing. I believe passing Dan Marino at that point. Was that correct?
I think it was Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you're correct in that. Good job, Sharky, passing Peyton.
Wide open. Wide open. And Smith. What a way to do it. There's only one word that comes to mind. Greatness. Right there, right now, that moment. There is the ball. And that ball is going to be headed to Canton, Ohio. A 62-yard touchdown pass is the way that Drew Brees fittingly goes into the record book.
It's a pretty good way to do it.
Iconic call by Joe
Tessitore, right? Yeah.
Giving it to you. Some birthdays. Eddie Rickenbacker, Columbus native, born in this state, 1890, Medal of Honor recipient. Walter Gretzky, born in this state, 1838, the hockey coach, father of Wayne Bean, passed away in 2021. And Paul Hogan. Chops thinks he's brothers with Terry. I disagree. One is from Tampa, one is from Australia. Paul is from Australia, and he's 85.
You got a light, buddy?
Yeah, sure, kid. There you go.
And your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife. Just kids having fun. You all right?
I'm always all right when I'm with you, Dundee.
What a guy.
It's amazing. I believe that he wrote that, Shark, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he?
I want to say I read that yesterday. I'm trying to look through it.
Oh, that's a knife.
Yeah. He pitched the concept of him. Yeah. Actually, and he also turned down the starring role in Ghost. That's remarkable.
Ooh.
Could have been Patrick Swayze in that. One of my favorite movies.
He could have been Demi Moore.
Absolutely. Jesse Jackson turning 83 today. Chevy Chase, SNL fame. National Lampoon's turning 81 today.
More lamb fries. Eat them while they're hot.
Andy, that's your third order.
I am hooked, Elizabeth. Call me Mr. Lamb Fries.
You polish off that plate and you break the record. 28.
Stand back, everybody. The record falls tonight.
29! The new record! And it's still going. I thought that record was gonna last forever. Most folks just don't seem to have a taste for testicles no more.
Testicles?
Yes, ma'am. Sheep balls.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Rocky Mountain Oyster Shark. There you go. They're the best. And important note, Paul Hogan did co-wrote Crocodile Dundee, if you will. R.L. Stein turning 81, the writer of Goosebumps, I believe, Columbus.
He is a Columbus
resident,
native,
lives over in Bexley, if I'm not mistaken. Sigourney Weaver turning 75 today. Daryl Hammond of SNL fame did a great representation of Bill Clinton impersonation. Bruno Mars turning 39 today. And some passings today. We lost John Herbie Hancock back in 1793 and Al Davis in 2011.
It was January of 07 when I was excited about the naming of a new head coach of the Raiders, a young guy who I thought was dynamic. Sometimes things just don't work out. It was after a short period of time that I realized I didn't hire the person I thought I was hiring. This morning, I called Lane and told him that he no longer is the head coach of the Oakland Raiders and dismissing him with cause. Just couldn't go on much longer with the propaganda, the lying that had been going on for weeks. He had a few questions. He says, does that mean I don't get paid? I said, that's what I'm saying to you.
Did it over an overhead projector.
Oh, that was one of the great press conferences all the time. I was still playing in the league then, and guys were like, is this dude really brought up the old overhead?
He really did.
Good for Al back in his coaching days. And then lost Whitey Ford, 6-time World Series champ in 2020. Some holidays, observances. It's American Touch Tag Day, National Children's Day, National Hydrogen Fuel Cell Day, Own a Business Day, and World Octopus Day. And those are your historical events, your birthday days, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. October 8th, 282nd day of the year, 84 days remaining in this 2024.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, the Buckeyes, they're pitching a perfect game when it comes to this incredibly important metric this season.
Ooh.
We'll get into that coming up next.
That's a tease.
Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday to you. Right now, a couple issues we're watching on I-71 northbound on the south side. Watch for a disabled vehicle right near State Route 38. And on I-71 northbound just past Stringtown Road, we're watching a crash that has the left lane blocked. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Get out there and have some fun in a new Toyota truck. Now through November 4th, get 1.9 APR financing or $2,000 customer cash on a new 24 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro or lease a Tacoma SR Double Cab for $319 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Nobody builds better trucks than Toyota. Let's go places.
Breaking news coming 6-5. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Beau Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Beau. The Fan.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios.
But
Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Voting. It's more than just a right, it's a responsibility. November 5th is Ohio's general election, and we encourage you to make your voice heard. Ohio offers 3 convenient ways to vote: voting on Election Day, early in person, and absentee voting. No matter the method you choose, you can be confident that your vote is secure and your voice will be heard. Go to voteohio.gov to learn more. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another bright blue sky out there today, and this trend continues all week long. Today we are looking at a high of 70 under sunny skies. Tomorrow, 70 again, and then heading into Thursday and Friday, temperatures will also be around 70. We'll keep the sunny sky around all week long. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here 6:33 this morning. As always, we're going to be joined by Anthony Schlegel. We'll talk some garage doors, talk some Buckeyes with him. We did remember to ask the garage door story, and it is every bit as good as I wanted it to be.
The fact that he tried to abdicate blame and put it on his wife.
Yeah.
Steph's having none of that.
No, absolutely none of it. So that's coming up here 6:33, a little bit later on this morning. Bob, out of the gates, why don't you give me a number?
Let's go with number 3 for the 3-run shot given up by Emmanuel Clase last night.
614-821-9710. Caller number 3. You get into Sad Shark. You'll be walking away. Listen to this. It's like Paris Fashion Week, but it's Buckeye Fashion Market at Ohio Stadium. The winner's going to get 2 tickets to the Buckeye Fashion Market at Ohio Stadium this Thursday, October 10th. Shop over 20 Buckeye women's brands this Thursday at Ohio Stadium. It all starts at 4 p.m. Tickets are available at ohiostatebuckeyes.com. Caller number 3 right now, 614-821-9710. Get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a pair of tickets to that. So we got that to look forward to, which is very good. I was just perusing. Sometimes I like to do this, once every other week, once every 3 weeks or so. It's not something I really keep a heavy point of emphasis in, but every once in a while I like to go to NCAA.com /stats/football.
Oh, I did that all yesterday. I was going through everything.
Just to see where Ohio State kind of measures out.
Oh, we're lowest, top 20. There's a lot of ties in some of this stuff, Yeah. Penalties per game were near the, bottom or top, whatever. Lowest penalties per game. Iowa's number one. We're top up there in sacks per game.
Every metric basically is.
We're pretty good on just about all of them.
Here's what popped off the page to me, because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, they went 5 for 5 in the red zone this past weekend. All their touchdowns coming in the red zone. There were no big, huge strikes, big explosive touchdown plays. I mean, we did have a couple of those in the game. The one to JJ down the sideline being a pretty explosive play, but didn't get in the end zone on that one. So I was looking at red zone efficiency for this year for Ohio State.
It's a good one.
Yeah, Ohio State has had 21 red zone attempts this season through 5 games. Ohio State has scored 20 touchdowns in those 21 red zone attempts.
That puts them at 1.
And then the 1 field goal. That puts them at 1, sharing the 1,000% batting average, along with Kansas, Navy, New Mexico State, Troy, Louisiana Monroe, and Wyoming. Those are the only teams in college football to be pitching a perfect game in that. Navy, actually, the only team in college football that has 18 red zone attempts and 18 touchdowns. So Navy's pitching the perfect game of all perfect game. Buckeyes have 21 red zone attempts and 20 touchdowns, has the 1 field goal.
See, I like the more importantly, not just scoring percentage, it should be touchdown percentage.
Touchdown percentage.
That's what you want to see. And they don't allow you, they just have scores in general. They don't allow you to parcel it out. They have rush TDs, pass TDs, field goals made. They should have touchdowns and then field goals, which would be a much more indicative stat of what your efficiency is. Field goals are good. Touchdowns are significantly better.
So my quick math, 20 of 21, was that 96%?
Yeah,
96% touchdown rate when you get into the red zone?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm just looking at this off the top, that no one in there with 20 trips.
Yeah, no one has even reached 20 trips other than Ohio State. Kansas has 19.
There's other teams, like TCU's been there 26.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the top teams with 1,000% average.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just looking through. But, yeah, no one in there is as close to Ohio State at that 96 percentage. That's pretty darn special. If you're 70%, that's really good.
Yeah.
Now, they haven't played intense competition yet, so
I would classify getting in the red zone 5 times against Iowa as intense competition,
but not like the volume of it. And so, as after this game, I think if they're still up here this next month, we had Iowa, you have Oregon, you have Nebraska, you have Penn State. There's a little bye in there in between that Iowa and Nebraska game.
It's good news.
But those 4, if you're still ranked highly in a lot of that stuff, Beam, it's going to bode very, very well for you. So this team has done everything that you've asked them to do to this point, and they're going to now have to do it against stiffer competition.
Yeah, they are, and we're going to get Oregon coming up here at 7:30 on Saturday. I was also looking at the red zone defense, just because I'm if I'm on the offense, then I may as well be looking at the red zone defense as well, because I feel like Ohio State hasn't given up, a ton of touchdowns really at all this year. Ohio State has only allowed 5 opponents into the red zone all season long. They have 3 touchdowns allowed out of the 5 and 0 field goals made. So that is a batting average of 600 compared to Ohio State's batting average of 1,000.
Yeah.
That's also very good. That is the least amount, I want to say, Bob, of red zone opportunities allowed in the country. Ohio State leads the country in that category. Texas comes in at number 2. They have allowed 6 of those opportunities.
Yeah, and they've done a good job when they've gotten in there. They need to try to make sure you're limiting those touchdowns. But you look against Michigan State, they forced 2 turnovers. So scoring when you're down there, like I said, field goals are good. Those are a necessity. Touchdowns are even better. And so if you can force turnovers in the red zone, you are literally taking points off the board. Because inside of there, you should be making 85 to 90% of those field goals, if not more.
Yeah, of course. And you also had Iowa miss the field goal, but they weren't in the red zone when they kicked that,
was
right?
longer.
So 40-something.
Yeah, they're on about the 30, I think, 28, 30-yard line.
Yeah, so red zone stats, very good. Very, very good. And if you want to take just a little peruse around the stats, comparing Ohio State to the rest of the teams in college football, you can go to NCAA.com and do that. They're pretty good in about every category. But you'll find out what this team is made of, what their medal is, coming up here at 7:30 on Saturday night. Ryan Day, he was on Buckeye Roundtable last night and really just preaching they must have a good week of practice in preparation for the Ducks.
G. Scott spoke to the team the other day, and he grabbed a quote that I thought was really significant, and he talked about how every day can seem the same, but when you look back on it, it doesn't seem anything at all like the same. And I think that quote is important right now, because what that means is when you're working every day, sometimes you can't notice, the improvement or the lack of improvement. And so every day what we have to do is we have to grind, we have to be on edge, we have to push to continue to get better, because either you're getting better or you're getting worse. And so I feel like we have done that. I do feel like practices have been competitive, but we got to have our best practice of the year tomorrow, and then on Wednesday as we head into our game Saturday. And so I think it really has correlation on how well we play on Saturday. And, this is a big challenge this week going on the road. Got a great opponent, and we're looking forward to it.
You've been at these practices. I mean, you've said all year long that come Tuesday and Wednesday, they are fast, they're physical, and they're violent.
Yeah. and it's interesting. Over the last 10 years, the Thursday practices evolved a lot, and it's a lot slower tempo and more learning. Our practices, we'd practice in shoulder pads, shorts, and helmets. Now they're jerseys, which is what the NFL does, at a much slower pace and tempo. But they go so hard on Tuesday, and they've really started going very, very hard and long on Wednesday. So they get 2 really good days of highly competitive physical work, and then Thursdays kind of wrap it up, best Fridays, and then move forward. And it's a different philosophy on it, but it's those Tuesdays, like tonight, it's a fun practice to go and watch. It is as physical as you were going to find.
Good v good?
Good v good happens quite a bit.
Schlegel, he joins us. We'll talk some Buckeyes and some garage doors with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we are watching a disabled vehicle on I-71 northbound just past State Route 38 on the far south side. And we are watching a crash also on I-71 northbound. This is just past Stringtown Road on the south side. We've got the left lane blocked as crews work to clear up that crash. I'm 10 TD's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Listen to Sherrod Brown. When he wanted your vote,
on major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty, and Social Security benefits, too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party,
ignore it, because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
How big of a Jackets fan are you? Like scary big? Prove it. Show us you're the biggest CBJ fan and you can win tickets to the Stadium Series at the Horseshoe. Head to 971thefan.com now through October 13th at 11:59 p.m. to enter. Do it.
APCO, windows, siding, and decks. Business First says we're the largest remodeler in town. Our philosophy is simple. We don't rely on sales gimmicks to get our customers. We rely on our reputation.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
Would you believe that giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people? Or that a single cloud can weigh 550 tons or more? Sounds fake, right? How about an insurance company that actually treats you right? Sounds unbelievable, but it's true. NJM Insurance is proud to put policyholders first. And they don't use jingles or mascots either. Don't believe me? Well, guess what? Everything in this commercial is true and approved by the legal department. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit NJM.com for a quote.
Colin Mann and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We love that place so much, Mike. We're going back again to do a live broadcast.
Friday, October 11th. Be there, be a loser. 3 to 6. That's what time the show is.
I mean, we're losers for being on the show, but you can hang out with us and not be a loser.
We have lots of prizes to give away, including hockey tickets, and we're talking about the big football game they're going to be playing the next day.
Plus, we'll have a fan prize pack given away every hour of the show and stickers.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Oh, what?
Would you please just call the Waterworks?
At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Better care, better value, better results.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Hey, before we get to Schlegels, if you're looking for tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at the Horseshoe, we got good news for you because we here at the Fan are giving away tickets to the biggest Jackets fans. Here's how you can win a pair of tickets to the game. All you need to do, head to 971thefan.com. Describe what makes you the biggest and baddest Jackets fan and upload some pictures to go along with it. The top 10 biggest fans as decided by the fan selection panel, which would be me, Shark, and Bob, will win a pair of tickets to the game. I don't know if we're actually on the selection committee, but maybe we'll be a part of the selection committee to decide the selection committee. Must be entered by 11:59 on October 13th. That's this coming Sunday. The game is Saturday, March 1st at the Horseshoe. The Jackets are going to take on the Red Wings. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com or on the Ticketmaster app. With no further ado.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
As we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, check in with our terrific friend. He is the one, the only, the venerable Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's going on?
Happy Tuesday, Columbus. What's up, man? Good to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you, Schlegs. Buckeyes get a huge win. We're going to dive into that. Huge.
Dude, dive in.
No, before that, I would like to dive into something else because I talked about this 2 weeks ago. We forgot to talk to you about it last week, and people brought it up to us.
They said, hey, dummies, you guys forgot to mention the garage door story.
And I said, you're one of the only people I know to run into their garage door, Schlegs.
Yeah.
You said, remind me of that story. I said, if I would have run to my garage door, I don't think that I would need to be reminded of how that went down.
Well, guys, guess what? I totally forgot that I ran into a garage door.
The people waiting on the Buckeye cruise didn't forget.
Hey, Steph, did I back into the garage door that was up with the Tahoe when I blew out the back of the window? It was me. It wasn't you. Dang. Yeah, it was me. So how did I
Wait, hold on. Before we go any further, were you inside the garage pulling out of the garage or outside of the garage pulling into the garage?
I was in going out. Was I in going out?
Yes, you were.
Was I backing it in?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, the truck was open. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. So here's what happened. Now I got the whole picture. I didn't know that the back hatch was open. Somehow it got open. It's not like I opened it up. But, the back hatch of it's not like those swing way up to where it's just like noticeable. I was already in the car.
But couldn't you feel like when you turned it on, the volume of the muffler, it's a little bit louder when the door...
But the garage door was already open. And I don't know if somebody... And again, here's the thing. I don't know. I can't look back. That was a long time ago, guys. I don't know if somebody did open it up and then shut it and it not shut. So now I'm even going back and questioning the validity of the fact that it's all my blame on this scenario. But needless to say, the hatch was open. I backed out of the garage, and the top little flare thing over your light on the back hatch caught the top of the garage, pushed it backward, blew up the glass. It was like, what is Sam Dickens? And that was it. And you have to safe flight repair, safe flight replace, and here you go. But
everybody waited for you for 40 minutes for the charter to go to the Buckeye cruise. Buckeyes.
Was that the why? That was the why.
That's why I remember it, because I go, where is Schlegel?
He's on his way. He's always on his way.
He's always on his way. And then you got there, and I'm like, hold on, you ran into your garage? Is this real? Like, you couldn't even lie. You couldn't even make that story up, so we had to believe it.
Yeah, that's what happens, guys. Hey, you know what, though?
That's not what happened.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. You're getting ready to leave for a week, and you drop that mess at your in-laws' feet like, hey, my bad. Someone's going to come and fix the truck. The garage door's knocked off the track. Buckeyes. Yep. We're out of here.
Yep, gotta go. Peace. Yeah, enjoy this one. Enjoy this one. You know what, though? You just challenge them how much they love you. And those are strategic lessons, like trials and tribulations that you want to pass on to people just to show how much they truly care. Are they willing to deal with some crap? Because that's what family is, right? Like, are you willing to get in the weeds in the rat hole with me? Well, I just blew up the back of my Tahoe. It's on you. I'll pay for it, but you got to deal with it. Okay, I gotta go raise some money to defeat cancer. Let's go.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. What did you think about the Ohio State's big win over Iowa, Schlegs, 35-7 on Saturday?
I think it's exactly what Bob and I discussed on there. I mean, everybody, it was a good challenge. The reason why everybody wanted this challenge is because this team is very similar to a Michigan, right? Like, they're one-dimensional, run the football. We want to see how, and again, you had the number 2 running back in the country coming in, though our 2 guys together are unbelievable, but that's what was coming in. And you had a defense that, hadn't given up what were they hadn't given up? They hadn't given up a rushing touchdown. They only allowed 3 people to have trips inside the red zone. Like, you heard about all this stuff. I just went back to 2022, and I was like, yeah, that was 54-10. They're like, well, it ain't going to be that much. Well, it could have been. You don't turn the ball over 2 times, that's an additional 14 points. That's a fact, because they were rolling. But it just shows they had some, our guys were able to come back, regroup, right? Halftime, you're up 7-0, and you come out, you hang 28 on them. You give up the one when our 2s were in, still unacceptable, but he got his, Caleb Johnson, and but you held a team that was averaging, high hundreds, like close to 200 yards a game, to 116 total. It could have been way worse. A lot of that was in the second half. Really good job by the defense. really good job. And again, our offensive line played extremely well. We ran the football over 200 yards. I like that. Ryan's like, don't take a loss on the last kneel down, right? We're over 200 yards. That was fantastic against this defense. So really proud of the way the guys played. Thought they were definitely tough, played fast, everything you want to see going into now a real game, like a big game, right, versus Oregon.
So on the blue collar and corn-fed scale, what grade do you give this Buckeye team against the team that is from the land of the corn in Iowa?
Yeah, I gave them an A. I gave them an A on the stuff that matters of being physical and being tough and not hanging at clips and not taking wooden nickels and treating each other with dignity and respect. No,
yes.
I'm just kidding.
No wooden nickels allowed in the shoe, Schlegs. Pay the fare.
In the shoes. There's no trespassing or there's no wooden nickels allowed. Hey, and here's the thing, too. I had some great nuggets on here. I should just send out what I put on, like when I take notes on this.
Oh, boy.
Hey, give us some of them. What do they say?
I don't know, man. Let's see.
I should give you some guys of this. I don't know.
Iowa missed field goal. Still toss to the battery. Had the numbers. Wilk has. Iowa wants you to make a mistake. See play action pass to Mecca, 3 levels to the flat crosser up and out. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a 14-play, 88-yard drive. Perfect on that drive. Will was just like stuff under that, like that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like you talk about 88 play, 14, like 88 yard, 14 play drive. That is crazy efficiency for them to march down the field like that and to be able to get it done, and then the defense to answer the bell, really through 3.5 or 2.5, 3 quarters without any hesitation.
3.5 quarters, and that was the first time I was giving up an opening game drive, opening series drive touchdown in 2 years, in 3 years since 21. And again, we look at all this stuff, right? We look at the defense, and here's the thing that I'm just watching college football, and you look at like complete teams, and you still have Texas ranked above us, but you just look at complete teams. We can completely run the football if we wanted to, and we can completely pass the football if we want to. And if you want to play run, smash mouth offense, we can do that, and we can affect the quarterback. But again, it was a good test because we had questions, and it wasn't the questions. I didn't have any questions, but these were questions that were coming out of the preseason, and it did 100% start up front. I don't keep receipts. I don't even know what that means. I think I got QuickBooks, right, for my businesses. So, like, why do I got to keep them when they're already uploaded? But everybody was talking about our offensive line and the defensive line stopping the run, and they have proven that week in and week out. Big test this week. And then you look at Will and just being efficient. Yes, he missed a throw. There was one where there was a guy that was wide open, had his eyes fixed on the flat, missed a touchdown. Boom, next play, that was same side. JJ catches that touchdown. Probably leads him a little more. He walks in on that play. But still, our guys are, most importantly, they're playing fast, they're playing hard, and they're playing violent collectively as a team. And that's what you want to see when you go into now what is called a matchup game. Like Iowa wasn't a matchup game. Oregon's a matchup game. Playing Texas or playing Alabama, the schools that can actually like comp with you, those are matchup games. So now matchup games, you can't have 2 turnovers. You got to score when you get inside the red zone. You still got to win the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be at Eugene. So you're going to have to come out and play fast. So excited about it.
I think everybody around here is. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the game on Saturday, and we'll check in again next Tuesday, okay?
I hope you guys have a great day, Columbus, Ohio. Go Bucks, be kids.
There he goes, Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Welcome to the new world in college athletics. That and quick hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no crashes to tell you about, but we are watching heavy traffic on 33 westbound coming in from the southeast side this morning. Also getting busy on I-71 near Polaris and on 33 out in Plain City. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Beau Bishop here for my friends at Diamond Cellar. Ready to pop the question but don't know where to start? Visit Diamond Cellar's After Hours on October 17th for a night out with a DJ, drinks, and exclusive discounts on engagement rings and a chance to win OSU or CBJ tickets. Diamond Cellar's After Hours event October 17th on Sawmill Road.
Listen to Sherrod Brown. When he wanted your vote.
On major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty and Social Security benefits, too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
Ignore it, because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
The Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Oregon.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 2 with the kick at 7:30.
Let's welcome the Ducks to the Big Ten with a nice, juicy loss. Your home for Ohio State football, The Fan.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. Home values in the city, well, they're sky high. We know that. You have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market is peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's the right time, except for two things. High interest rates are going to burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Pretty smart, right? Truehold is going to make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others, and it's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, secure your retirement, and do whatever you want with it. It's your cash. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. Again, that's Truehold.com.
Great game. You got into the end zone again and again. How'd it feel?
Awesome. Like getting a new iPhone again and again. I just got the new iPhone 16 Pro today.
Really?
Yeah. And with AT&T Next Up Anytime, I can upgrade early every year.
Very nice.
Feel like an MVP again. Learn how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us and the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Offer subject to change. Additional fees, terms, and restrictions apply. $0 offer may not be available on future iPhones. Next Up Anytime feature may be discontinued at any time. See att.com/iPhone for details.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It is chilly as you head out the door today. Sweaters and jackets definitely needed. Today we get up to around 70 under sunny skies. Tonight, 43 under clear skies. Sunny again tomorrow with a high of 70. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. panic, and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
We here on The Juice brought to you by our great friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky,
what?
Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday to you.
No, it's not happy for you, Shark.
Not so happy. You're right, Bob. I'm an old pro at this losing thing, though.
Grizzled vet.
And I show a lot of good sportsmanship. We had some bad sportsmanship in college football the other day. We'll talk about that in a second. But we are getting closer to a resolution that would allow former college athletes to get paid. During a court hearing yesterday involving an antitrust settlement, the judge approved a series of changes made by attorneys representing all Division I athletes, and a final hearing was scheduled for April 7th. But basically, it makes the NCAA pay $2.8 billion to current and former college athletes. And Bobby, roughly 90% of that $2.8 billion will go to football and men's basketball players because broadcast rights for those sports overwhelmingly generate the majority of revenue. What are you going to do with all your money?
It stops at 2017, or 16.
I don't mean to laugh.
I think Joshua Perry misses it by a year. I miss it by significantly more. And I got a couple of shekels out of the Alston settlement. So I'm good with this. I'm happy the guy's going forward. One of the other things is that it helps limit litigation moving forward. And it gives the schools the ability to pay, should they opt in, to be able to pay their players up to $23 million going forward. They do not have to pay that. It's going to change some scholarship counts. There's a lot of things that are coming out of this. I know this is the headline of the story, but to me, this is probably the most inconsequential part. I know it's a big number that they have to pay retroactively, but how things look going forward to me is a much bigger story than what they have to pay out.
Yeah, it is. And you start to get these revenues, and I mean, I don't even know what the number is now for teams in the Big Ten or teams in the SEC, somewhere upwards of what, like $70 or $80 million, right?
Oh, yeah, 80 to 90.
$80 to $90 million. And so you have to think, like, all right, well, that's going to be stationary for a few years' time. Who knows what college athletics are even going to look like here when that deal runs out? Are they going to go away? Are they going to go to a super conference? Are we going to see finally like a split away from the NCAA? I mean, these are all things on the table. So the one last stand for the NCAA, good luck paying that out retroactively and moving forward. Obviously, universities and schools are going to have to be paying their athletes if they want to field competitive rosters, and that's just the way that the world's going to work nowadays.
Malachi Moore was a bad boy on Saturday. Alabama's safety and team captain was angry that his team was about to lose to Vanderbilt, and he took it out on the Commodores. He shoved the head of the Vandy quarterback into the ground, threw his mouthpiece, kicked the football. It brought a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. The coaching staff immediately tried to replace Moore, but he refused to leave the field. Did he get suspended by the Alabama coaching staff? No, he did not. Probably because he was remorseful about his actions, saying on social media that he was completely out of line. Quote, "I let the emotions of the game get the best of me, put myself before the team." Beamer, do you think that he should have been punished?
It was a pretty intense outburst, and it wasn't just like a one-play thing. I mean, he shoved Diego Pavilla's head into the ground, Shark, what you had mentioned, tossed his mouthpiece, maybe the furthest anybody has ever tossed a mouthpiece in world history. That thing looked like it had about 30 yards of distance onto it, kicked the football when the refs were setting it down. Yeah, it was a pretty intense outburst, but I give credit to Kalen DeBoer because he was obviously asked about that in his press conference yesterday, and he's like, even when we got into the locker room, Malachi Moore had shown remorse. Guys hadn't been alive the last time that Vanderbilt beat Alabama. So, yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing scene for them, and tempers boiled over. Should there be a suspension? I don't know. I'm not in charge of that program down there. At the very least, there probably should be some sort of punishment. I would have to think, Bob, but I think that would probably be taken care of in the walls inside of the Alabama football facility.
So I was asked yesterday, would this have happened if Nick Saban was still the coach? I'm like, I can't tell you how someone would have responded on the field. I go, I can tell you that there would have been firm and swift punishment. Now, does that punishment public in the open arena.
Right.
Probably not.
Or you at dawn patrol.
Is there a suspension? I couldn't tell you. Nick handled things a lot of times internally. People acted like just because Nick was the coach that no one would ever make a mistake. Now, believe me, this was a prolonged incident. This wasn't a one-off. It happened over the course of the end of the game. It wasn't a bad judgment error. He definitely did let his emotions get the best of him in that situation. But how do you handle this going forward? It's going to say a lot about this team. Kalen DeBoer's been coaching football a long time. I'm sure he's dealt with a lot of similar situations. But if you want to keep the locker room, you have to make sure that there is an example set with how this behavior will not be tolerated and what the repercussions will be when this happens. It doesn't need to be made public to us.
No.
But in that locker room internally, you have to chop the head off the snake, because if not, you'll be getting more of that.
And it's not like it's just a random guy either. I mean, that's a team captain. That's a captain.
It is your captain.
Yeah.
He's wearing the C. And honestly, for me, you'd lose the C. You can get it back, but you ain't getting it this week.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a process that you're going to have to go through, and that has to be, like I said, you don't have to tell anybody about it, and I'm not going to sit there and hammer the table for it, but it needs to be dealt with.
What popped off the page to us outside of the Alabama upset and a crazy weekend of college football? We'll get into that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Tuesday. No crashes to tell you about, but we are watching busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side this morning. Expect slower drive times coming in from Canal Winchester in those westbound lanes of 33. Also tracking busy traffic on I-71 near Polaris and 161 out of New Albany. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors. Voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner. It's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Thanksgiving's coming up fast, so while you're counting your blessings, why not add a thankful 30 to the list? With Awaken 180 weight loss, you could drop 30 pounds by Thanksgiving, or even 40 if you get the same results I did. I dropped my first 30 pounds in just over a month, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. Imagine this, while everyone else is debating the play calling in the big games, you're sitting at the dinner table feeling lighter, more energetic, and thankful for the 30 pounds no longer holding you back. If I can drop 55 pounds with Awaken 180, I know you can hit the Thankful 30 by Turkey Day. It's simple. It's laid out for you. And as you all know by now, it doesn't include a lifetime of medications. That's why I chose Awaken 180. Be thankful this year by dropping your 30 or more pounds. Head to awaken180weightloss.com and reserve your consultation today. It's fast, proven, and as you all know, the weight will stay off thanks to free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. For 8 innings, Detroit and Cleveland pitchers shut out the other team. And in the top of the ninth, the Progressive Field Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase retired the first 2 batters, but then back-to-back singles put men on first and third. With 2 outs and 2 strikes, Kerry Carpenter blasted a 423-foot home run to right field. Tigers win 3-0 to even the American League Divisional Series at a game apiece. In the NFL, there are no winless teams through 5 weeks, but there is still one undefeated team. The Chiefs are 5-0 after beating the Saints 26-13 in Monday Night Football. New Orleans slips to 2-3. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has resolved the latest civil lawsuit filed against him by a woman claiming sexual assault and battery. According to the woman's attorney, the suit was settled confidentially. The Sports Center is sponsored by Valley Ford of Columbus, Bronco, Explorer, Mustang Mach-3, and more. Ride into autumn with Valley Ford of Columbus. Breaking sports news on The Fan.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hour number 2 of the program for us on a Tuesday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark coming up here in our next segment around 7:20 this morning. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join us. Jackets analyst. Jackets get their season underway a Thursday in Minnesota. So talk a little CBJ with him coming up next. Tony Gerdeman, a Buckeye Huddle. He's going to join us around the bottom of the hour, talk all things Buckeyes, Iowa, and then previewing the Oregon game. So all kinds of good stuff coming up here a little bit later on this hour. Before we do a re-rack, Bob, give me a number. This is a big one, too, because I just got this email. It's for a pair of tickets, the Buckeye Country Superfest. Ooh. And it returns to Ohio Stadium on Saturday, June 21st, 2024. Just got a...
June 21st, when?
2024. Actually, you know what? That would have been in the past. Let's change that. 2025.
Okay.
Okay, June 21st, 2025.
Now we're working together.
All right. The headliners, Jelly Roll and Kane Brown.
Sounds good.
Special guests, Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, and Connor Smith. Give me a number.
Stallions.
Maybe him too. He was already at Ohio Stadium probably once or twice before. Give me a number for a pair of tickets to this.
Let's go with number 9.
Caller number 9 right now, 614-821-9710. You get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a pair of tickets to Buckeye Country Superfest just announced here on The Juice. Jelly Roll, Kane Brown, co-headline in the event. That's June 21st, 2025. Special guest Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, and Connor Smith. Tickets will go on sale Friday, October 18th at 10 a.m. That's 10 days away from right now. So we're really beating the box office here. For more information, you can visit BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com. Caller number 9, you talk to Sad Shark. You'll be walking away with a pair of tickets to that.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, Monday Night Football last night. Chiefs 26, Saints 13. Travis Kelce and his sweet mustache. Looking awesome out there. Continue to move undefeated as it stands. 5-0 now, taking down the New Orleans Saints. I don't feel like the Saints are that far away. I feel like they're that far away. That's always tough going into Kansas City, Bob. Defense did a pretty good job, too. I mean, I know Mahomes threw for 331 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown. He did have a pick. I don't know the last time he had that stat line, but that doesn't happen very often where you hold him to a goose egg.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It was a good game, though, last night. Fun to watch. And, Pat Mahomes looking good. I would want to, as a defensive player, I'd lose my cookies trying to deal with him.
What about when you have Travis Kelce getting ready to be tackled and he rugby pitches the ball?
That was, it bails you out of a second 38 or whatever it was. And then they get to, they're on third. It's third and 30. 25 or something, 30. And next thing you know, he pitches that and they get down to a 4th and 1, which they convert.
Yeah.
End up getting a field goal out of it. Like, that was 3 points right there. My goodness, it was unreal.
26-13 your final score. You're only 2 undefeated teams in football. One of the AFC, one of the NFC. Chiefs 5-0, as well as what everybody predicted this season, the Minnesota Vikings.
He believed.
Are 5-0. Did he?
No.
Did he believe?
He's ready for, he said they're not very good.
Okay. Are they real good or are they fake good at this juncture?
So he said they're not very good. So I think that would imply being that they're fake good.
The Viking horn scrambled over there. I saw something, a list. I think Field Yates tweeted this out. Now, we know there are anomalies in sports sometimes, just the way with stats and things work out. The least amount of time trailing through 5 games since the 1970 merger. The 2024 Minnesota Vikings have only been trailing for 3 minutes and 26 seconds this season. All right, that's pretty darn good. They're 180 minutes through 3 games, so they're at 300 minutes played through the NFL season, and they've only been trailing for 3 minutes. Pretty solid.
Who was that against, even? Since Cincinnati ever have a lead on them?
No, they didn't play Cincinnati.
Wait, who?
The Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. Would have been the Packers.
No, no, it wouldn't have been.
I don't even know. I mean, I haven't really watched a ton of Vikings this year because I didn't think
49ers? I don't think that they were down to the 49ers, were they?
It had to be one of the early games because I didn't think they were going to be very good.
Texans, were they trailing to them? No, weren't down to that game. Weren't down to the Packers. Weren't down to the Jets. Giants? They were down to the Giants, Bob. They were down to the Giants for 3 minutes. They were down to the Giants 3-0 for 3.5 minutes to start the season. So they haven't trailed in like 297 some minutes. Anyways, the least amount of time trailing through 5 games in the NFL season, the 2009 New Orleans Saints never trailed for a second through their first 5 games. They went on to win the Super Bowl. 1984 Miami Dolphins trailed for 1 minute and 7 seconds. Since the 1970 merger, they went on to lose the Super Bowl. 2023 San Francisco 49ers have trailed for 1 minute and 45 seconds. They went on to lose the Super Bowl. The 1999 Rams with Kurt Warner trailing for only 2.5 minutes. They won the Super Bowl. And then the 1998 Denver Broncos with John Elway were trailing for 4 minutes and 23 seconds. They won the Super Bowl. You feel like there's any chance for the Vikings to get to the Super Bowl? Because the NFC to me right now is a total crapshoot. So they might get there. But I found that to be a weird little anomaly about time trailing, how every team in the top 6 of this category since the merger has either won the Super Bowl or gotten to the Super Bowl.
That's, because I think, what's the metric we like to use for college football? Game control.
Mm-hmm.
Prince had another song about a different type of control, but game control, that metric is critical. And when you're never behind, it's not like you're finding ways to win, which is important, and you need to be able to do that. But if you're always always leading the game and you can lean on people, it's pretty darn impressive for your ability to be able to do that. And that shows the dominance that you are ultimately possessing and how you're going to be able to kind of handle that moving forward. And so when you're always leading, dude, you get to do what you want. You can run the ball, you can throw the ball, your defense is playing from ahead. There's a lot of positivity that you can have and how that's going to work. So that game control metric, that's essentially what they're showing you. That's, I don't know how they measure that in college football, but that's essentially what that is in pro football.
Just got a tweet from Marty, said that the last time the Vikings started 5-0, they missed the playoffs.
That's not a very auspicious.
Nah, that's not very good. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go 5-0 and then miss the playoffs. So, yeah, those are the only 2 undefeated teams right now left in the NFL. Sharky, how you feeling today? Tigers 3, Guards nothing. Great game. I mean, that was, I won't even say probably. That was the first baseball game. It was a great game. I mean, I know it wasn't the result, but it was a terrific baseball game.
It was. You know, you'd never want to go to a football game and see a 0-0 score. I don't know, probably not in soccer either. But in baseball, when you get those every now and then great pitchers duels, it's intense. I was down in the auxiliary press box again.
Pacing.
Pretty much had the place to myself. And I was pacing probably from about the fourth inning on. Just, I couldn't sit down. I was nervous the whole time.
What did you think of Boyd yesterday? I thought he was terrific.
Boyd was great. I don't know why he feels the need to take out a guy who has a shutout through 4 2/3.
It's pitch count, Shark.
It wasn't pitch count.
What was he at, like 80?
71.
Yeah. How do you know? They had an internal metric.
And he did the same thing to Bybee the other day in game 1. You know,
he wants to get to that pen.
You can't get a win as a starter unless you go 5 innings. 4 2/3. He's 1 out away from getting the victory.
He mowed those 2 guys down.
They're up 5-0, though. I'm talking about in game 1, and he takes Bybee out of the game. I was like, throw your starter a bone there, voter.
Or throw your bullpen a bone.
Well, yeah, I get it. They got the day off. You know, in between games 1 and 2, or in between the end of the season and game 1, and then another day off. So the bullpen was fresh and everything. But I thought Boyd was pitching really well yesterday. I don't know why he felt the need to go to the bullpen in the 5th inning.
I watched about every pitch of that game.
Thank you, Beam.
Every pitch. Until Clase gave up the home run ball. And then it was dinner time for us, so I had it on, but I wasn't actively watching at that point.
Well, that was the one pitch that counted in that game.
Yeah, it sure was. First time ever Emmanuel Clase has given up a 3-run homer in the majors. So they're back at it again. Quick turnaround. Not playing today, but game 3 coming up tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Yep. We go National League with the 2 games today. All 4 series are even at 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Kansas City getting lucky last night. Apparently, according to one of the Yankees. I love that. Yeah, they just got lucky last night. Yeah, did they? We're one of the best 4 teams in the AL. Good job, Jess Chisholm. So, yeah, every series is tied 1-1 right now in baseball. Outside of the Bama-Vandy game, Bob, what popped off the page to you this weekend? Because I think the Tennessee loss against Arkansas was every bit as surprising as the Alabama one.
Well, because it's a Tennessee team that's been able to score at will, basically, throughout the year. And then they stopped. Their defense played really well. And they had a lead heading into the 4th quarter and ultimately couldn't hold it.
Well, they let them score, too, with like a minute and 15
Well,
left.
And that's because you would think you're going to go down and score. And unfortunately for them, they did not.
Yeah.
So
they got close. What'd they get? Inside the red zone? They got to the 20?
I don't necessarily hate letting the other team score because it gives you the ball last. Like you get the last chance. Belichick was talking on McAfee the other day about look at it like basketball, getting the last shot with what that allows you the ability to do. But, I mean, the Tennessee team that looked just like a juggernaut on both offense and defense, struggled. And defensively, they were still good, but it almost seems like when their defense is playing well and he's trying to lean into his defense, Josh Heupel, like their offense struggles then. They aren't as aggressive as they normally would be. So there's some issues then with that they're trying to reconcile and figure out.
In the Big Ten, I didn't have on my bingo cards Minnesota beating USC at home. Didn't have that. Didn't have that in my selection set that was going to happen.
I don't think anybody did. But what's the problem with USC? The fact that we said that they were soft and you let them punch it in on you with 53 seconds remaining, run a sneak on the goal line. Running a sneak on the goal. They're up. It's tied.
4th and goal at the 1.
So there's 2 things. That's the deference and respect that I think they're paying to your offense. That's saying, hey, a field goal might not get it done. You have a minute left. Miller Moss is pretty good. Also the fact that we think we can punch it in on your defense. And obviously they ruled a no touchdown at the beginning, went to the review, got in. And so that was the game. And that's a toughness thing. And this is the second time this has happened for USC. We saw it happen against Michigan and how that ultimately looked. So both of those games kind of ending in the same way where you have a chance to finish it off and your defense lets you down. And lets you down with bust, but lets you down with a physical element where you couldn't stop the run.
And that was their concern coming in. That was the concern at least that we had for them coming in.
Are you tough enough?
Yeah. Are you tough enough? Can you get it done? Can you get it done on a Saturday night in Minneapolis?
24 points to Minnesota.
Iowa North.
Minnesota's not. They're not a 50-point-a-game team. That is not great.
What did the guy on Instagram say? Everybody's Iowa in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's Iowa.
The different Iowas.
Yeah, the different Iowa. Minnesota is Iowa North. Congratulations to Mark of Delaware. He's the winner of the Buckeye Country Superfest. All kinds of good stuff. Again, tickets will go on sale 10 days from now, October 18th. So we're beating the box office all week long here on The Juice. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join us. His first appearance of the Jacket season coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching one crash on the east side. The left lane blocked off on I-70 westbound just past 256 as crews work to clear up a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steckerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. It seems like everything we hear these days is about political races, and yet there's a far more important race that you run for yourself every day. It's the race to be the best that you can be. But if your libido is low, if your workouts aren't productive, if you've got brain fog and you're tired all the time, you may feel like you're losing that race, and maybe even that your best days are behind you. But the truth is that they're likely not, because if you're feeling like this, it's probable you're simply suffering from low testosterone, a condition that affects a huge percentage of men as we age. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating low T. We've successfully treated thousands of men for the condition, and if you're like most guys, you'll start seeing results in just a few weeks. Better sleep patterns, higher energy, improved mental clarity, more productive workouts, and your libido will likely increase as well. So get back to winning your race by calling us. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Steve. Sorry couldn't get to the phone. Leave a message at the beep.
Hey, it's Jason from Chase. Congrats on closing day. Hope your daughter enjoys the new pool.
Start your house buying journey today with the Chase My Home digital dashboard. From applications to managing your mortgage, we're with you all the way home. Chase, make more of what's yours. Visit chase.com/home. Restrictions and limitations apply to the access of Chase My Home. Home lending products subject to credit and property approval. Rates and program terms subject to change. Other restrictions apply. Member FDIC. Equal housing opportunity.
Trust & Will knows that you're likely celebrating a loved one's birthday this month because fall is the most popular birthday season in America. And Trust & Will celebrates by protecting what matters most. Trust & Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, designed by attorneys but customized by you. Visit trustandwill.com with offer code Columbus for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trust & Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney.
It's Thursday Night Football on ESPN Columbus and the Fans HD2. Catch the 49ers and Seahawks from Emerald City. Live coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan.
Would you believe that giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people? Or that a single cloud can weigh 550 tons or more? Sounds fake, right? How about an insurance company that actually treats you right? Sounds unbelievable, but it's true. NJM Insurance is proud to put policyholders first. And they don't use jingles or mascots either. Don't believe me? Well, guess what? Everything in this commercial is true and approved by the legal department. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
At APCO Windows, there's no 35% off sales, no buy one, get one free, just our best bottom line price. So get multiple estimates. Just make sure one is from APCO.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Listen to Sherrod Brown. When he wanted your vote.
On major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty, and Social Security benefits too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
Ignore it, because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another bright blue sky out there today, and this trend continues all week long. Today we are looking at a high of 70 under sunny skies. Tomorrow, 70 again, and then heading into Thursday and Friday, temperatures will also be around 70. We'll keep the sunny sky around all week long. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Well, Tuesday edition of the program, Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Before we check in with the hyphenator. I know what that means.
Oh, you hear the song, you know what it is, Beam. That means it's an appetizer Tuesday. That means it's a Threes Day. Oh, and it's delicious. It's tremendous. It's Rooster's onion feathers. They're the featured appetizer that are $3 all day long. Battered onion petals fried golden brown and served with a side of pluckin' sauce or pluck you sauce. Being $3 all day long. And they just pulled their second set of winners, but fear not. They're going to be one more set for the Roosters Buckeye giveaway. I think the early November will be the last drawing for 4 or 5 more winners. And get in there. Go to roosterswings.com to register. They got QR codes on the napkins of the restaurants. Tons of great stuff, Beam. Go check it out.
And 1 hour away from right now, we're going to be giving away a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. For the first time this jacket season, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our great friend. He is the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jean-Luc, thanks so much for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. Jackets in action Thursday. How would you assess what we've seen in the preseason so far with this CBJ team and how this is kind of going to translate to the regular season beginning on later this week? Thanks for the time, Jean-Luc.
Good morning, guys. Yes, well, for the Blue Jackets, I think training camp, listen, you listen to all 32 coaches in the NHL every year, and everybody's always happy with training camp. There's no doubt about it. Nobody's going to say how they really feel about it. But for the Blue Jackets, I think the thing that really opened my eyes was, first of all, I think Kent Johnson looked like he made some incredible stride as far as, his skating seems to be a little bit more explosive. He seems to have much more confidence with the puck. And then, Adam Fantilli back from injury. Remember last season he had that issue after he got cut by a skate there behind his ankle. So he's got some power and some confidence as well. Cole Sillinger's coming back in great shape. So, those young guys that, we've been talking about over the last couple of years that, we're waiting for them to develop. So far, so good. So for me, I'm excited to see the type of season these guys can put together here.
What's the deal, Jean-Luc? I mean, with Boone and his, the injury. I mean, how did it kind of occur, and what's the prognosis moving forward with him?
I'm not sure exactly what the prognosis is going to be. I believe he was going to seek second opinion as far as what to do. I don't know if you guys been on ice before. If not, I should probably take you guys to one of our alumni skates. But, when you...
No thanks. Pass.
You guys don't want to try it out?
I'll skate around a little bit.
Jean-Luc, I fell when I was curling, and I didn't even require skates on that.
Right. So imagine, you're skating at, let's say, 13, 15 miles an hour, up to 20 miles an hour, and you fall into a wall that doesn't move, right? It doesn't matter what kind of equipment you have on, and, you simply fell into the board, and that's how the injury occurred. Unfortunately, a lot of players been hurt this season around the NHL during NHL preseason games, and he was not even scheduled to play that game. It was just in practice, and that's just how fast things can change. So for Boone right now, not sure how long. Is it going to be weeks? Is it going to be months? Will he require surgery? I'm not quite sure yet, as the details have not come out yet, so we shall see.
He is Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, the hyphenator, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Jean-Luc, for fans who are still, maybe didn't pay attention necessarily in the preseason or the offseason moves, big one, Dean Evison comes in, new head coach. You get Don Waddell back in the springtime as the general manager. What should we know between those pair of guys for Jackets fans? Just kind of their characteristics and their fundamentals of coaching and managing a franchise.
Well, first start with Don Waddell. He's an extremely hard worker. I mean, he's in the office all summer long, like first one in, basically last one out. It seems like he just lives at the arena. I've had Don Waddell before when I played in Atlanta. He's extremely personable, loves to talk to the fans, and, any fans that encounter Don Waddell, he enjoys talking to them. So it's a fresh start for the organization upstairs for sure, but he's also extremely smart and does not accept he's not complacent. He wants to push. He wants to make sure his players have all the tools possible to win, but he also expects a lot. And for Dean Evison, I'm trying to think of what kind of coach he is. He's definitely a player's coach. He's going to have a lot of fun, but he's also going to demand a lot of them. So I don't want to say he's like Torts because he's not quite like him, but he's an extremely fun guy. But, when it's time to push, he's going to push, and he's going to push extremely hard. So he's one of these coaches that, basically any player would want to play for, to be honest with you, including myself. I was still young enough to do it. So he's going to be able to push this young group in the right direction. I have no doubt about it.
Who takes over that leadership role for Boone in his absence on this pretty young team?
Well, I think obviously Sean Monahan, John Van Riemsdyk that they brought in, Jack Johnson, who's back with the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's a reason why they were acquired. It's to help the Boone and the Zach with leadership on that team. So now you have guys, a much older team, guys like Eric Branson, Jack Johnson, like I said, JVR. So this is a much older group of veterans that can really surround these young guys and help them grow in real leadership when we're talking about a guy like, Zach Werenski, but also support the Sean Corrales of this world and really be able to push those young guys like Ken Johnson, Fantilli, Sillinger, et cetera, to hopefully take that next step in their career.
Jean-Luc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week, buddy. Enjoy opening night on Thursday, and we'll check in again next Tuesday, okay?
All right, guys. Hey, by the way, you guys are coming on the ice soon enough. I promise. I'll get you some gear.
I'm going to be sick that day, Jean-Luc. I don't know what day it is, but I'm going to be ill, all right?
All right, see ya.
There he goes, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, hyphenator, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Huddle. He's going to set the table for Ohio State and Oregon with us coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear up a crash on the east side. The left lane blocked off on I-70 westbound just past 256 as crews work to clear up an issue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free for more details.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and fall is in the air, and that really gets me going for a delicious, savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hot cakes. You're going to love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
Hey,
Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Ben Sattler, Assistant Vice President, Commercial Lending, on what makes First Bank of Central Ohio successful.
What we do as a community bank is really, listening to, that company, finding the solutions that best need their business and is not just a universal product that you could get anywhere else.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, Uncle Beau, a.k.a. Beau Bishop, host of Bishop and Friends. He's going to join us. We'll talk some Cleveland Browns football. On the better feeling side of things, right now we're heading out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, checking with our good friend at Buckeye Huddle. He is Tony Gerdeman. Gerd, thanks for the time, buddy. Always appreciate it. Buckeyes 35, Iowa 7. Before we set the table for what's about to come on Saturday against the Oregon Ducks, just a letter grade that you would give Ohio State for their pretty impressive performance Saturday against the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I could go with an A or B plus. I think they were able to play Iowa's game for a while and beat Iowa doing it, and then they played their own game and beat Iowa by more. So, I would give them an A for that. The only score they gave up was with the second team in there, missing a tackle on Caleb Johnson. So, overall a very solid job with the big things on the horizon. So they didn't overlook Iowa at all.
Yeah, it's obviously I don't think overlooking a team like that, best team they had played to this point. Any concern for you? Like the one play that I look at, the 4th and 1, they go for it, weren't able to get it. You have Will Howard, who's a 5th-year senior, bigger guy, offensive line that's played pretty well. I mean, that was kind of my only gripe, if you will, in the run game, the fact that they weren't able to pick that up.
With him still running the ball, I go back to the game before Iowa where he talked about how he needs to be more patient on the designed runs, and I think you're still seeing those kinks being worked out. But it was interesting that they're being so aggressive with the 4th downs and they're being so successful. Why get a little wonky with it? But I think they want to continue to incorporate Will Howard in the running game. We saw that. We'll continue to see it, and so I think the biggest issue I had was maybe like the short side stuff with some of those QB runs that, I'm just anti-short side, and every coach apparently is pro short side, so it is what it is. But we'll continue to see more of Will Howard running the ball, and I think it's going to make everybody better for it.
If there was a cause for concern through the first 5 games of the season, Gerd, offense, defense, whatever it may be to you, that really pops off the page the most, what would that be?
Probably the tackling, and I think they did a very good job of it against Iowa, but it's going to be a different space, a different level in this game. The second level, the linebackers tackling in space and the defensive backs tackling in space against Oregon is going to be probably the biggest concern that I have based on the previous few games. And Jim Knowles has talked about the issues with tackling at linebacker. They're going to have to tackle better and tackle like they did against Iowa in this game, but it's going to be in a different situation, different environment, different players this week.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be different players, more skill out there, best team they played, 3rd-ranked team in the country. How much do you put in the environment of this being a night game out there in Eugene where the numbers bear out just the struggles of Big Ten teams heading west over the years?
Yeah, and I think some of that, especially this year we've seen the stat of Big Ten teams being 1-8, traveling 2+ time zones or whatever. I would say that which of those teams has the truly better team actually lost this year? I think you're seeing that there's a lot of parity in the Big Ten, and the home teams generally win anyway. But going west and the environment, Autzen Stadium is like the 14th biggest stadium in the Big Ten. So it's not going to be too unlike other stadiums that Ohio State has traveled to, but it might be the loudest. So it's going to be quite a bit different than Indiana or Maryland for sure. It's the same size, but it's going to be much, much louder. And I'm fascinated to see how they handle it because everything's been very friendly. And even at Michigan State, you've got 10 to 15,000 Buckeye fans there for you. This is not going to be that, and it's an expensive ticket. I know a bunch of people have tried to go, and you got some people going, but it's very, very different. I'm fascinated to see how the silent counts and all of that, how that all works, and I'm sure they're practicing this week with noise just as they did last week. But this is where it's good to have a veteran quarterback like Will Howard, but even him. I think he's had a game at Texas. And how many times has he been in situations like this?
He is Tony Gerdeman, a Buckeye Huddle with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Am I wrong, Gerd, or didn't they design Autzen specifically to keep the noise in as an echo chamber?
Yeah, I read something about that one, and I guess the same guy helped out with the Washington Stadium, and apparently it was helped out by an Ohio State graduate as well to design all of this noise. Yeah, so exactly. And everything you ever hear about this place is how loud it is and how the sound just stays there, and it's kind of the opposite of Michigan Stadium where the sound just goes into the ether. This one bounces down to the crowd basically, and apparently the middle of the field, especially towards the opposing bench. So I would assume if any Buckeye fans are there, maybe just yell away from the Ohio State bench. Maybe yell towards the Oregon bench instead.
Who do you think needs for Ohio State to win? how does this game have to look? I mean, what did they ultimately need to do, Gerd?
I think they're going to be able to run the ball. To me, it almost comes down to there's this fine line of which of these quarterbacks is able to make the plays that win it without trying to do too much that ends up making a play that loses it. You got to get like right up to the line, do everything you can to win the game, but not too much. And I think with Dylan Gabriel last week throwing 2 interceptions in the red zone, one of those in the end zone, I think he probably didn't respect Michigan State as much as he could, or as much as he should have. I'm sure he will respect Ohio State much more, but you still have to go out and try to make plays. And, we've seen Will Howard with 1 or 2 throws per game where it's like he knows he shouldn't have done that. Whichever quarterback avoids the plays that they know they shouldn't have done, we all know it's going to be like one up front, and the offensive line's going to have to protect, and the defensive line's going to have to stop them. But then when all of that happens, which of the quarterbacks makes the plays to win it versus which makes the plays to lose it and trying to win it?
Do we have a travel schedule yet for Ohio State? Are they leaving on Thursday or Friday, Gerd? Friday? Okay. Then with that being, I mean, how would you kind of handicap Chip Kelly's familiarity, not only being the former head coach at Oregon and living in Eugene for a while, but also coaching out in the Pac-12 with UCLA before he got here?
I don't think it hurts. He's got the familiarity and everything. I think the bigger help is Chip Kelly and Ryan Day's familiarity with the Ohio State defense and relaying to Jim Knowles how they would attack it and what they would expect to see, and how Jim Knowles can then prepare for what he's about to see from an Oregon offense that is going to be by far the best they've seen, with good running backs, 3 talented receivers, a very talented tight end, and a pretty decent offensive line. So, Chip Kelly having the familiarity. Also, I think wanting to go back there and do well, I think is an underrated thing here, and probably haven't talked enough about it. But he's not going to be on the line of scrimmage for the Buckeyes. That's where it's going to be won. But I think the familiarity that Day and Chip Kelly have, like I said, with Knowles' defense and feeding him all the information in the ways that they see the flaws, and Jim Knowles will see flaws as well. But when you've got 2 offensive minds like that, if you're not using them, then you're doing it wrong.
What are you most looking forward to about your maiden voyage out to Eugene, Gerd?
It's just another, bucket list item when you get to do this. Like last year, going to Notre Dame was a bucket list item. This one, I'm fascinated to see how loud it is, and the colors of the 2 uniforms and things like that. Also, we were told some of the media are going to be stuck on the press box roof. So I'm fascinated to see if that is in fact me or somebody else. But, it's just another environment that you get to go to and experience one of the great crowds in college football, and one of the great environments. Like, I still love going to Nebraska because that's always a great place, great crowd. I'm interested to see where Oregon stacks up there.
Yeah, it should be pretty awesome. Always appreciate it, Gerd. Have a great rest of the week. Safe travels out there to Eugene, and we'll check it again soon, all right?
All right, sounds good. See ya.
There you go. Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Huddle, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
So let's talk about taking care of yourself and the ones you love. As we age, our bodies naturally lose. Testosterone can affect you in multiple ways: sleep, mood swings, muscle mass, weight gain. You just don't have the energy to go out there and maybe run around with your kids, do the things you love to do, be able to get after at work and still be able to go to the gym. These symptoms of low testosterone can also affect those around you. It's time to see my people at Affinity Whole Health. They're the leaders in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. Affinity can help you optimize your testosterone levels and alleviate the symptoms that come with it. Also help you with weight loss with some semaglutide injections. So whatever season of life you're in, Affinity will help you feel great again. So get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Your free consult. Go set up your free consult at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
We're going to get juiced on a Tuesday next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. We are still watching slowdowns on I-70 westbound because of a crash just past 256. We've got the left lane blocked off and slow-moving traffic as you're coming in from the east side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Fashion Market at Ohio Stadium. This Thursday at Ohio Stadium Huntington Club. Tickets are available at go.osu.edu/Buckeye Fashion Market 2024.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, so you save on all the crunch, all the flavor, all the just pick goodness you love. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop with new low prices on apples, carrots, lettuce, celery, and more. Enjoy fresh savings on fresh produce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Hey guys, if you've noticed a lack of energy and drive, it could be low testosterone. Don't wait. Get your levels checked by the experts at Low T Center. They have over a decade of experience helping patients. And once you're established, you'll get the convenience of physician-monitored, at-home TRT with advanced treatment that includes both lab testing and medication. Low T Center ships directly to your door. So go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com. Dick from Dayton says, listen to the Ryan Day Show. Paul Keels and Jim Lachey join Coach every Thursday from noon to 1.
Presented by Roosters, a fun casual joint, and official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing kit. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It is chilly as you head out the door today. Sweaters and jackets definitely needed. Today we get up to around 70 under sunny skies. Tonight, 43 under clear skies. Sunny again tomorrow with a high of 70. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
We're on the Juice, brought to you by our great friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sharky, we're going to hear from this guy coming up here around 8:05 yet again. What's got your legs fired up today?
Here's big time ball. What if down the road, I'm just giving this side nugget, what if there is some type of receptacle where you could secretly take a little bit of the cornbread that I got from the Pearl or that tater tot with the mashed potatoes that were inside and put it in my napkin in my pocket?
Why would you put mashed potatoes in a napkin? Put it in a receptacle.
No, it's the tater tot with the mashed potatoes inside.
Napoleon, give me some of your tots.
Yeah.
I am juiced about Ohio State receiver Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah, of course you are.
First time all year that we've gotten this, right?
First time we've gotten Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. We did have Offensive Player of the Week. We did have a Freshman of the Week.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. It goes by some initials sometimes. Anyway, congrats to Emeka on that. And let me brag on my Buckeyes a little bit. Beamer was throwing out those glorious stats this morning, red zone stats. And you guys talked a little bit about this yesterday, but Ohio State ranks 9th in total offense this week, 510 yards per game. Number 4 in scoring offense, 46 points per game. Boise's averaging 50.6. Number 1 in total defense, 202 yards per game. Number 1 in scoring defense, 6.8 points per game. 4th in pass defense, giving up just 129 yards per game. 3rd in rushing defense at 73 yards per game. So the numbers are all there. Not individual numbers because we're a team. We don't have, a top 20 rusher or passer. I will say that Will Howard, I believe, is 10th in the country in completion percentage. But we spread the wealth on this offense. And by the way, we are happy with our quarterback situation, right, Will Howard?
Is that a question or is that a statement?
Just checking with you guys.
He's a big guy and he cares.
But our old guy, former guy, Kyle McCord,
leading the nation in passing,
4th in passing yards.
Yeah.
So good for Kyle. By the way, Bob, who's number 1 as a team in rushing in the country?
Is that Ohio State?
No,
Navy, Air Force, Army.
Yeah. Army number 1, Navy number 3. Some things never change, Bob.
Yeah,
what has you choose?
That's the majority.
Never go away from the
That's
option.
the majority of their offense, and both of those teams were 5-0 heading into last weekend. I believe maybe one was 4-1, but both of them playing really well. What's got me juiced? Took my son RJ to swim practice this morning before school. Starts at 5:30, and they get that done. Then he's got football afterwards. I told him, bud, I'm impressed that you do this. You went to bed at 8:30 last night, got everything ready to go. Everything packed up, and it's like, dude, the dedication that you have in this, it will teach you things to be able to do stuff later in life. Shark, we got a little clip here, so let's fire that away.
Do you have to wake him up, or does he set his own alarm?
Most of the time, he's awake, but I'll pop in and check. Like, he was awake this morning. I went to knock on his door. He's like, I'm awake. I'm like, all right.
You don't flip the lights on?
No, he's good to go.
Does he make his bed?
I don't think he does before he leaves. He did for a while. I've given him the book, Make Your Bed, and he did. Like, I'm not going to get on that when he.
Not at 5:15 in the morning.
Not 5. What are you talking about? He's there at 5:30. He's got it. Starts at 5:30.
In the water at 5:30.
Yes,
which really means in the water at 5:15.
Yes. Well, I mean, so we're pulling in there at like 5:15. So you give him 10, 15 minutes to get ready.
All right. Here's Mattia.
This is a good one. You'll like this.
You can't have an easy life in a great character. Show me a trust fund kid that inherited a bunch of money, and I'll show you someone mentally tortured. Having stuff isn't fun. Getting stuff is fun, right? It's not the pursuit of happiness. It's the happiness of the pursuit. It's that thing, and it's not like, the self-help. It's not the journey, it's the destination. It's not either the journey or the destination. It's who you become on the journey. And here's the terrible thing about life. It's self-assignment. I don't think you get self-esteem from the six-pack you get at the gym. I think you get self-esteem from being the kind of person that goes to the gym every day. and you get kind of better at it. You know, the weight doesn't get lighter, your back gets stronger. It's the hero's journey, and you're on a journey to do something, to become something, right? What are you doing here? What's your role in the world?
It is so true. The self-assignment, you know, of who you become. It's not the journey. It's not the destination. It's who you become along the way. And so as you watch these Buckeyes and watch them cruise along, who they become, well, that's part of the enjoyment. The people around you, watching them grow is fun as well. Beam, what's got you juiced?
What's got me juiced is super looking forward to the game coming up here on Saturday evening. I'm glad, I know that we moan about Ohio State playing road night games all the time because it does seem like we get an unfair amount of those compared to home, premier night games.
Yep.
This one is exactly where it should be, though. I mean, it's prime time. It's number 2 against number 3 in the country.
Yeah.
Super pumped about that. And then I was just remembering my trip out there during September of 2020 and how that game wouldn't have been played anyways because of the wildfires. I was super pumped to go to the game. Obviously, Big Ten season got canceled. That game got canceled. They did make the return leg trip. Was that 21 where Oregon came in here?
That didn't go very well.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. Run left. That's a juice vampire. Crack toss left is what Oregon was doing. So hopefully they can defend that on Saturday. But if you are going out to Eugene, it's a cool little town, man. It is a really, really cool place. It was mostly filled with smoke when we went there because of the wildfire.
Full of smoke.
Just a different variety of smoke. There's all kinds of different shops that you can go out there. It's awesome. Did I gander?
Like Shark's House.
Did I wander and do a couple of them? Maybe. I don't know. But it is a really cool spot, man. They got good restaurants. It seems like an awesome campus. And then, the stadium, to Gerd's point, when we were just talking about it, I'm like, it's not very big, but it is modern. It's modern, and it is very cool. So super pumped for all the Buckeye fans traveling out there, except for my one friend, Caitlin, who got tickets, and then her Ticketmaster account got hacked, and those tickets are now gone. So she's already got flights and hotels and everything out there. So I don't know if that's happened to anybody else out there, but be vigilant with your tickets because that would stink, flying all the way out there and then not realizing that you don't have tickets to go to the game. Schlegel, he's going to join us. So we'll talk some Buckeyes and garage doors with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, still watching slow-moving traffic coming in from the east side. We've got a crash on I-70 westbound just past 256. The left lane blocked off in those westbound lanes. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save up to $160 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends October 31st. See store for details.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
There's always time for the drive-thru deal. Because no matter how fast you are at making breakfast, McDonald's is faster.
Wake up to McDonald's breakfast and mix and match a classic sausage McMuffin, delicious sausage burrito, or crispy hash browns. Get any two for just $3. Order ahead in the app and pick up curbside. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Central Ohio leader in roof repair and replacement is Roof Revivers. With over 350 five-star reviews on Google, Roof Revivers is committed to repairing roofs first before replacing them. If your roof needs repaired, visit Roof Revivers online at roofrevivers.com. Roof Revivers, we fix leaky roofs.
Why choose the Hinderer Motor Company? We don't just sell vehicles, we build relationships. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 top-tier dealerships and a state-of-the-art collision center, we're here for you every step of the way. From our exclusive Carvenience service that handles everything from pickup to delivery to our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance, we make your life easier. And every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty because we believe in what we sell. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. In their American League Divisional Series, Guardians pitching held Detroit scoreless for 17 2/3 innings, but with 2 outs in the ninth in Game 2 yesterday in Cleveland, Kerry Carpenter drilled a 3-run homer off Guards closer Emmanuel Clase, and that was the ball game. Tigers win 3-0 to even the series at a game apiece. Game 3 is tomorrow in Detroit. In the other ALDS last night, the Royals scored 4 runs in the 4th inning, and it stood up for a 4-2 win over the Yankees in New York. That series is also tied at 1-1. In Monday Night Football, Patrick Mahomes threw for 331 yards, and Kareem Hunt ran for 102 yards and a touchdown as the Chiefs beat the Saints 26-13. Kansas City is 5-0, New Orleans 2-3. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Thanksgiving's coming fast, and with Awaken 180, you can be thankful for dropping 30 or more pounds by Turkey Day. Awaken180weightloss.com.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour number 3 of the program for us on a Tuesday. Brandon Beam, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Momentarily, we're going to be joined by Schlegel. Coming up here at 8:33 this morning, we will be joined by Uncle Beau. That is Beau Bishop. He hosts Bishop and Friends. He's going to join us. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns, or maybe not, because they're a disaster.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Here's a fun fact about the Browns, Shark. Nico Collins, who left the game against the Bills and is a receiver for the Texans, leads the NFL with 567 receiving yards. Browns wide receivers as a group have 552. That came from Zach Jackson of The Athletic. Tough day for the Guards yesterday. Great baseball game, honestly. Nothing. I mean, Matthew Boyd was pretty much dealing. He got himself into a little bit of trouble, but then he got himself out of trouble. And then he bring in Clase, who flirted with disaster.
He kept getting in those jams, but he kept using the jelly to get out.
He did, man. He was getting himself out of it. Scooble, I saw Colin, CB, who produces Rothman and Ice, which you can hear on the Fan, tweet out, I didn't realize that Tarek Scooble was Cy Young reincarnate because he was dealing yesterday too. But the Tigers don't walk it off, but come pretty close as much as you can with the top of the ninth batting. 3-0 final score. Game 3 coming up tomorrow in Detroit at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So nice little matinee for you. Again, Chiefs 26, Saints 13, Monday Night Football. Only 2 teams remaining undefeated in the NFL. That would be the Kansas City Chiefs, which moved to 5-0 on the weekend, and then the Minnesota Vikings also moved to 5-0 on the weekend with a big victory against the Jets in Sunday morning football over in London. That time of the week, let's check in with Schlegel.
The best way to start Start a morning with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
As we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, check in with our terrific friend. He is the one, the only, the venerable Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. What's going on?
Happy Tuesday, Columbus. What's up, man? Good to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you, Schlegs. Buckeyes get a huge win. We're going to dive into that.
Huge. Dude, dive in.
No, before that, I would like to dive into something else because I talked about this 2 weeks ago. We forgot to talk to you about it last week, and people brought it up to us.
They said, hey, dummies, you guys forgot to mention the garage door story.
And I said, you're one of the only people I know to run into their garage door, Schlegs.
Yeah.
And you said, remind me of that story. I said, if I would have run to my garage door, I don't think that I would need to be reminded of how that went down.
Well, guys, guess what? I totally forgot that I ran into a garage door.
The people waiting on the Buckeye cruise didn't forget.
Hey, Steph, did I back into the garage door that was up with the Tahoe when I blew out the back of the window? It was me. It wasn't you. Dang. Yeah, it was me. So how did I
Wait, hold on. Before we go any further, were you inside the garage pulling out of the garage or outside of the garage pulling into the garage?
I was in going out. Was I in going out?
Yes, you were.
Was I backing it in?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, the truck was open. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay. So here's what happened. Now I got the whole picture. I didn't know that the back hatch was open. Somehow it got open. It's not like I opened it up. But, the back hatch of it's not like those swing way up to where it's just noticeable. I was already in the car.
But couldn't you feel like when you turned it on, the volume of the muffler? It's a little bit louder when the door.
But the garage door was already open, and I don't know if somebody. And again, here's the thing: I don't know. I can't look back. That was a long time ago, guys. I don't know if somebody did open it up and then shut it and it not shut. So now I'm even going back and questioning the validity of the fact that it's all my blame on this scenario. But needless to say, the hatch was open. I backed out of the garage, and the top little flare thing over your light on the back hatch caught the top of the garage, pushed it backward, blew up the glass. It was like, what the Sam Dickens? And that was it. And you have to safe flight repair, safe flight replace, and here you go. But
everybody waited for you for 40 minutes for the charter to go to the Buckeye cruise. Buckeyes.
Was that the why? That was the why.
That's why I remember it, because I go, where is Schlegs?
He's on his way. He's always on his way.
He's always on his way. And then you got there, and I'm like, hold on, you ran into your garage? Is this real? You couldn't even lie. You couldn't even make that story up, so we had to believe it.
Yeah, that's what happens, guys. Hey, you know what, though?
That's not what happened.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. You're getting ready to leave for a week, and you drop that mess at your in-laws' feet like, hey, my bad. Someone's going to come and fix the truck. The garage door's knocked off the track. Buckeyes.
Yep.
We're out of here.
Yep, gotta go. Peace. Yeah, enjoy this one. Enjoy this one. You know what, though? You just challenge them how much they love you. And those are strategic lessons, like trials and tribulations that you want to pass on to people just to show how much they truly care. Are they willing to deal with some crap? Because that's what family is, right? Like, are you willing to get in the weeds in the rat hole with me? Well, I just blew up the back of my Tahoe. It's on you. I'll pay for it, but you got to deal with it. Okay, I know. I gotta go raise some money to defeat cancer. Let's go.
He is Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. What do you think about the Ohio State's big win over Iowa, Schlegs, 35-7 on Saturday?
I think it's exactly what Bob and I discussed on there. I mean, everybody, it was a good challenge. The reason why everybody wanted this challenge because this team is very similar to Michigan, right? Like they're one-dimensional, run the football. We want to see how and again, you had the number 2 running back in the country coming in, though our 2 guys together are unbelievable, but that's what was coming in. And you had a defense that, hadn't given up what were they hadn't given up? They hadn't given up a rushing touchdown. They only allowed 3 people to have trips inside the red zone. Like, you heard about all this stuff. I just went back to 2022, and I was like, yeah, that was 54-10. They're like, well, it ain't going to be that much. Well, it could have been. You don't turn the ball over 2 times, that's an additional 14 points. That's a fact, because they were rolling. But it just shows they had some, our guys were able to come back, regroup, right? Halftime, you're up 7-0, and you come out and you hang 28 on them. You give up the one when our 2s were in, still unacceptable, but he got his, Caleb Johnson, and but you held a team that was averaging, high hundreds, like close to 200 yards a game, to 116 total. It could have been way worse, and a lot of that was in the second half. Really good job by the defense. Really good job. And again, our offensive line played extremely well. We ran the football over 200 yards. I like that. Ryan's like, don't take a loss on the last kneel down, right? We're over 200 yards. That was fantastic against this defense. So really proud of the way the guys played. Thought they were definitely tough. Played tough, played fast. Everything you want to see going into now a real game, like a big game, right, versus Oregon.
So on the blue collar and corn fed scale, what grade do you give this Buckeye team against the team that is from the land of the corn in Iowa?
Yeah, I gave them an A. I gave them an A on the stuff that matters of being physical and being tough and not hanging at cliffs and not taking wooden nickels and treating each other with dignity and respect. No,
yes.
I'm just kidding.
No wooden nickels allowed in the shoes, Schlegs. Pay the fare.
In the shoes. There's no trespassing and there's no wooden nickels allowed. Hey, and here's the thing, too. I had some great nuggets on here. I should just send out what I put on, like when I take notes on this.
Oh, boy.
Give us some of them. What do they say?
I don't know, man. Let's see.
I should give you some guys of this. I don't know.
Iowa missed field goal. Still toss the battery. Had the numbers. Wilk has. Iowa wants you to make a mistake. See play action pass to Mecca, 3 levels to the flat crosser up and out. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a 14-play, 88-yard drive. Perfect on that drive. Will was just like stuff under that, like that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like you talk about 88 play, 14, like 88 yard, 14 play drive. That is crazy efficiency for them to march down the field like that and to be able to get it done, and then the defense to answer the bell. Really through 3.5 or 2.5, 3 quarters without any hesitation.
3.5 quarters, and that was the first time I was giving up an opening game drive, opening series drive touchdown in 2 years, in 3 years since 21. And again, we look at all this stuff, right? And we look at the defense, and here's the thing that I'm just watching college football, and you look at like complete teams, and you still have Texas ranked above us, but you just look at complete teams. We can completely run the football if we wanted to, and we can completely pass the football if we want to. And if you want to play run, smash mouth offense, we can do that, and we can affect the quarterback. But again, it was a good test because we had questions, and it wasn't the questions. I didn't have any questions, but these were questions that were coming out of the preseason. And it did 100% start up front. I don't keep receipts. I don't even know what that means. I think I got QuickBooks, right, for my businesses. So, like, why do I got to keep them when they're already uploaded? But everybody was talking about our offensive line and the defensive line stopping the run, and they have proven that week in and week out. Big test this week. And then you look at Will and just being efficient. Yes, he missed a throw. There was one where there was a guy that was wide open, had his eyes fixed on the flat, missed a touchdown. Boom, next play, that was same side, JJ catches that touchdown. Probably leads him a little more. He walks in on that play. But still, our guys are, most importantly, they're playing fast, they're playing hard, and they're playing violent collectively as a team. And that's what you want to see when you go into now what is called a matchup game. Like Iowa wasn't a matchup game. Oregon's a matchup game. Playing Texas or playing Alabama, the schools that can actually like comp with you, those are matchup games. So now matchup games, you can't have 2 turnovers. You got to score when you get inside the red zone. You still got to win the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be at Eugene. So you're going to have to come out and play fast. So excited about it.
I think everybody around here is. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the game on Saturday, and we'll check in again next Tuesday, okay?
I hope you guys have a great day, Columbus, Ohio. Go Bucks, be kids.
There he goes, Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guests Hotline. What's Ryan Day's early thoughts on the Ducks of Oregon? You'll hear from him next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are watching a crash just south of Polaris on I-71 southbound. The right lane is blocked off just south of Polaris as crews work to clear up a crash. Expect delays coming in from Delaware County on I-71. Also, the left shoulder is still blocked off on I-70 westbound just past Hamilton Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
A single cloud can weigh 550 tons. A sports car fits inside a hippo's mouth. NJM Insurance puts policyholders first. Seems unbelievable, but it's all true and approved by legal. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Engagement ring shopping doesn't have to be stressful. Join us at Diamond Cellar After Hours on October 17th. Sip some champagne, enjoy live music, and snag an exclusive discount on an engagement ring. And don't stress, you got 90 days to make your move. You can save up to $1,000 while enjoying a fun night out while we help you find the perfect ring. Plus, you'll have a chance to win Ohio State football tickets or Blue Jackets tickets in the new Diamond Cellar Club. RSVP at diamondcellar.com/after hours, and we'll see you October 17th at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road.
Voting. It's more than just a right, it's a responsibility. November 5th is Ohio's general election, and we encourage you to make your voice heard. Ohio offers 3 convenient ways to vote: voting on Election Day, early in person, and absentee voting. No matter the method you choose, you can be confident that your vote is secure and your voice will be heard. Go to voteohio.gov to learn more. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
when the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
or you say,
hang it in there.
because,
If I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another bright blue sky out there today, and this trend continues all week long. Today we are looking at a high of 70 under sunny skies. Tomorrow, 70 again, and then heading into Thursday and Friday, temperatures will also be around 70. We'll keep the sunny sky around all week long. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here in our next segment, 8:33, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. We'll talk some Browns with him. Before we go any further,
you hear that song? You know it's the Rooster. The Rooster's here, and it's a Tuesday, which means it's a Threes Day. The featured appetizer at Roosters is going to be $3 all day long. In case you were wondering what that is, it's Rooster's onion feathers, battered onion petals, fried golden brown, and served with a side of pluck U sauce, beam, and we're going to give away a $50 gift card right now. If you can answer that's what he said. And if you go to roosterswings.com or scan the QR codes on their napkins, you can register for the Buckeye giveaway, which they've already pulled 2 sets of winners, 4 and 4 apiece. They have one more set that will be pulled at the beginning-ish of November. So you got a whole month.
Monday, November 4th.
There you go. So vote early, vote often, like Shark said, and get in there and get ready. You can vote every day, so you can get ready to win. Now, Beam, it's time for That's What He Said.
614-821-9710. That's the phone number. Get the correct answer into Shark. You'll be walking away with a gift card to our good friends over at Roosters for the value of $50. All right, so we had Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre on, the hyphenator, on in the 7 o'clock hour, and he said he's going to get me and Bob to do what? 614-821-9710. That's the number. Get into Shark. Again, you'll be walking away with a $50 gift card to our friends over at Roosters. So the Buckeye giveaway, too, I know that they were giving away a pair of tickets and airfare and hotel accommodation to Oregon in their last set of giveaways, too. Listen to this, though. This is what your 4-pack of giveaways are going to be for the drawing that's going to be Monday, November 4th. So it opened up yesterday. It goes all the way until Sunday, November 3rd. Coach Diebler Coaches Show VIP package for 2. Get to enjoy lunch at the boardroom, which is sweet. If you've never been down there before, that's pretty awesome. Cleaned that many a times while I was a janitor at the Shot. You get to hang out with Paul Keels, Ronnie Stokes, along with 2 courtside seats, tour of the Shot, signed basketball by Coach Deebs, and a Roosters gift basket. And then get an opportunity for a deluxe game day package for 2, Buckeyes against Hoosiers, Saturday, November 23rd, which may be a top 12 matchup. I don't know what's coming down the pipe for Indiana. They look pretty darn good right now, though. So you get the Indiana extravaganza in there. You get a Michigan fan experience for 4 for Ohio State against Michigan, Saturday, November 30th. And then the last one, potentially Buckeye playoff game tickets.
I hope that's more than potentially.
Yeah, potential.
I think their odds are pretty good right now. If they beat Oregon, I think their odds will be like in the 90s for them to, maybe not 90s,
I think
but 80s.
they are. The last time I checked, Bob, on the Predictolator machine, according to ESPN, I know for a fact Ohio State's odds to win the national championship have now jumped everybody else in the country, and they're number 1 in the country to win the national championship. The Football Power Index currently has Ohio State in the playoff percentage at 90.8%. You beat Oregon, that's going to like 96.
Yeah, you feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, for sure. So get into Shark. You'll be walking away with a $50 Roosters gift card. By the way, I got a text from my stepmom, Debbie, And we were just talking to Schlegel, who backed into his garage door while the garage door was open, I guess, but the back hatch.
The hatch was up. I think the hatch hit like the iron bar that came down, shattered that, knocked the garage door off. Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
So my stepmom, Debbie, before they moved up to Cleveland and then down here to Columbus, they were living in Springboro, which is just adjacent to Centerville. Said, your dad backed into our garage door in Springboro twice. He was inside of the garage pulling out. I don't know how that's possible. I have no clue how he, not only did you do it one time and that's enough, but then he doubled down and did it again.
I've never backed into the garage door. It's never even been a thought. Number one, I back into my garage. So
you can see the door.
But when I'm going in, I guess I could back into it if it wasn't open.
I scraped my garage door because we have a tiny one-car garage.
Yeah, it was open.
I was pulling in and I nicked the side mirror.
That's one thing. My wife used to wear our car out on the side of that with the little rubber tracking, and I have to go get the compound and wipe it off. When we used to live over on Perry, but yeah, to run into your garage door and so I say the hatch was open. I go, dude, I've started the car before. Like, what is that sound? And I go over the shoulder. I'm like, the rear hatch is open. That's what that sound is. That's why it sounds like I'm outside.
Don't you think that you would have like alarms buzzing that your hatch was open? Because I know in my car, bing, 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 bing.
You think that Schlegel listens to those? I don't listen to those, Beam. I want all my alarms turned off. I'm going to cut the seatbelt off and just plug it in permanently.
So my car...
That's what you're going to do to me, folks. That you want to keep putting more stuff in there to make me follow the rules? I'm going to do less following of the rules.
My car, when you're in a 2-lane turn lane, so like you've got a curb lane and then you got another lane turning. Yeah. So like if you're in the middle lane and you have your turn signal on and you're turning, it will beep the entire time that there's a car next to you. I'm like, yeah, I know there's a car next to me.
I'm not just going to gas and smoke them.
I'm turning the same way that they are.
I turned all that off. All that off in my wife's. I'll turn all that. I don't want... If the car has to tell me there's people around, I shouldn't be driving anyway.
Well, tell that to the people who are driving down 315 at 85 miles an hour and doing their makeup and reading their phone. And
do it all. Makeup and phone. I mean, why not do it together?
You're right.
I mean, listen.
We're just doing anything but driving now.
You are watching your Instagram influencer put on their makeup while you're putting on your makeup.
Correct.
You've got to model it after them while you're driving.
If you're in the car right now, you're putting makeup on, you're looking at your phone, put it down.
I told you, after I drove down 33 about 6 years ago going to the memorial for the broadcast with Rothman, I wasn't even working with him yet, Beau, maybe it was 7 or 8 years ago. Rothman called in sick. I'm going with Beau. I'm in a hurry. But I did have to slow down to watch this dude rip a bong hit out of like a 3-foot water ball. It was like in between his feet. He was like raising up to get down on that.
No, I didn't say stop doing that.
Well, I mean, listen,
stop looking at your phone.
I give him credit. I think he actually did maintain eyes on the road while doing it. So, I mean, under the influence, but paying attention. So there we go.
Better than about 90% of the people, probably.
Yeah, I mean, at least he didn't deviate from it. Now, his back seat, you could have had a yard sale out of there. I mean, there was quite a bit of things stacked up. It was exactly the person and car that you would see driving that you would think, man, I wonder if that dude's got a giant 3-foot, like 3.5-foot water ball. Like, that he can.
Oh, he does.
Oh, there it is. Pull that back. And by the way, it was 10:30, 10:45 on
Wake and bake.
On a weekday.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that for him. Here's Ryan Day on Buckeye Roundtable. First thoughts at Oregon.
A very experienced quarterback, explosive running back, really skilled players. Slot receiver is dynamic. Offensive line is growing. Tight end's an NFL player. So a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. Same thing on defense. They're really, really talented pass rushers and, some really thick, stout guys up front, but really good athletes on the back end. So and they play good on special teams, well coached, one of the better teams in the country. So, the top 5 matchup on the road. And so we got, again, looking forward to this. This one's been circled for a while for us.
Yeah, it has been circled for a while. We've been looking forward to it, I feel like, for multiple years. So it all comes to fruition Saturday at 7:30. Leah Groport, congratulations to him. $50 Roosters gift card. What does Jean-Luc said he's going to make us do, get us out with? What did he say earlier?
What did Jean-Luc say?
Yeah, he was gonna make us do.
Oh, get us out skating.
Get us out skating. I said pass. Pass on that.
I'm out skating a little bit.
I'm going to call in sick that day. Browns, disastrous.
I can probably skate as good as Happy Gilmore.
Can you golf as good as him, though?
No.
Browns with a disastrous 1-4 start to the season. Uncle Beau, he's going to join us. We'll try to figure out even if there's a way out for them next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there and good morning. Right now we are still watching heavy delays on I-71 southbound because of a crash just south of Polaris. The right lane is blocked off in those southbound lanes as you approach that 71-270 split. Also, we are watching a crash on I-70. This is over on the east side. Expect slow-moving traffic because of a crash in those westbound lanes of I-70 just past Hamilton Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stutterwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
We hear a lot from our patients after we've successfully treated their erectile dysfunction. But one thing we hear the most is, why didn't I get treated sooner? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're suffering with ED and all the emotional and relationship problems it causes, don't wait. Call us today. ED is simply a medical condition like any other. And for most men, it's fully treatable, which means you can get your sex life back. And I'm not talking about sex that's just okay, by the way. I'm talking about good sex with the ability to enjoy intimacy without the anxiety that affects so many men who have ED. In fact, you might find you're performing like you haven't in years. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated thousands of men with protocols that are successful in well over 90% of cases. And we have a variety of treatments and treatment combinations so you can get the one that's right for you. So stop waiting and call us. Your first visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and Shocks and Struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the Fan. Very good. Now set a second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the Fan's HD3 and save the Fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Your small business can save big with the SACA benefit plan. 844-MEDOhio.com. That's 844-MEDOhio.com. Anthem's SACA benefit plan. 844-MEDOhio.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. FeelGreatColumbus.com. The Fan.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Cruise along here, Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Time to check in with our favorite uncle.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery, home of the best blended whiskey in America. Grab a bottle or dine in at their 2 restaurant locations in Grandview and Gahanna. Drink local, drink High Bank.
You know how close I was to giving away last week's announcement about the Make a Difference Gala?
It was 10 o'clock.
I know it was. I found out about it the day before, and I was like Michael Scott riding up the elevator when he's getting ready to sell the Michael Scott Paper Company. I could barely contain it.
Just so excited, couldn't hardly contain yourself.
I couldn't.
It's going to be awesome. Something we've worked on, a bunch of us, for a long time, and something I've wanted to do for a long time with the great folks at High Bank. And the barrel picks are ones that we selected that are all very distinct and different, and I think are going to be a big hit for whiskey lovers and fans, and then a great cause, obviously, as well. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. That's November 12th.
You know, I heard you can't really judge a whiskey or a bourbon, a good spirit, Beau, unless you consume a whole fifth in a sitting. That was kind of the threshold.
That feels like a Schlegel rule to me. A fifth in a sitting on that feels like something.
Like it's like a spare and a pair.
You got to come in for the real thing.
Just really, a fifth. That's a full day, Coach. That makes a 9 a.m. or in your guys' case a 6 a.m. radio show a bit of a challenge.
Come on, I mean, a guy like you that grew up in the wildest West. I mean, Lancaster, Ohio. They didn't give you your diploma unless that's on the prereqs to graduate. All right.
It was. I don't know that it was anything as good as High Bank.
No, definitely not that.
Swill.
No, I remember Swill, and I remember. Yeah, it's funny. You have those things that you do when you're young and dumb, and then it shades the way you view those spirits later in life. A lot of tequila stories that way.
Shades the way you view them. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what we need to get you on, Coach, because I think your boys would love it. I did a beer mile on Friday.
Give it to me straight.
Are you familiar with the beer mile?
No.
So it's you drink a beer, run a quarter mile. You do that
Run?
Yeah. I mean, it's for
brisk
time.
walk, I think, probably.
No, it's for time, Coach. You're trying to win.
No, again, brisk walk. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not racing anybody.
I think the boys, we could get them to gas you up a little bit, challenge me. If we maybe get some other dads in the neighborhood, get you going.
Get me going a little.
I think
I'm not running anywhere. I'm not doing anything for time.
Oh, Coach, you'd be great at it. I'm telling you. I think you'd be okay. You're a man about town, and you're a guy that has a lot of pride.
Yeah.
And your boys, they talk a lot of trash. This would be a way for you to kind of earn their respect back.
I think at the end of me trying to run while drinking a beer, I would probably, in the words of my 12-year-old, crash out.
Well,
is probably how that would go.
You don't
which
drink
is his word of the day now.
Oh yeah, I forget who dropped
Big crash out.
Why
are you crashing out? What are you crashing out for? I'm literally telling you to go to bed. If you don't go to bed, then I'll crash out.
No, you're going to be the one that's going to crash out. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll crash. That's every parent. I said I would never say that. My dad, I'll crash you out.
Yeah.
Like that. And I find myself using that crap all
constantly,
the time.
right? Everything you said, like your dad. God, my dad was such a dork. I can't believe he said that. I'm doing all of it. Why? Because I said so. That's why.
Exactly.
Under this roof, you do what I say.
When you start having a rent, you start paying for things,
Right.
you can do it your way.
We all end up saying the same things. It just comes full circle, boys.
It is crazy. How about the Browns Sunday?
What was their game?
That was nice for them.
I think it's a low point. I've been doing stuff with them since 18, and I think it's the low point of the time I've been there. And there's been some low points. I mean, there's been a lot of winning too. And I think of the firing of Hugh Jackson when they lost a bunch of games in a row. That year when they hired Freddie Kitchens and it was going decent enough through the first 6 or 7 games, and they lost like 4 or 5 in a row. It was like, oh yeah, this is the ship has sailed here. There was the Odell Beckham Jr. dad post that was certainly one. But I think what makes this one the worst is because many of the issues that are there on this team, nobody forecasted coming. I'm talking about the offensive line issues, the drops at the receiver position. People didn't see that stuff coming. Perhaps they should have. Two of the stats that, and Bob, you guys both know this. The 2 stats that are really tough to carry year to year are defensive rankings and wins in one-score games. And they did a bunch of that last year, and their defense was ranked number 1. It's hard to transition that through. I think what makes it so hard is just the play of the quarterback, and that was a low point, I think, in the game on Sunday, of just a hopelessness, realizing that it's not getting better. There's no real solution in sight. He's starting to see shadows now. So that's why you're at DEFCON 1, I think, up there.
Is it possible that one franchise can waste both maybe the best offensive lineman of their generation and maybe the best defensive player of their generation?
Yeah. I suppose it is. Joe, the one thing I would say about Joe is I think he only played on maybe 1 or 2 competitive football teams. 2007, they went 10-6 with Derek Anderson kind of out of nowhere. And then there was that year, Johnny's rookie year, when Hoyer was the quarterback, and they were respectable for much of that. But other than that, Joe played on a lot of teams that were pretty hopeless. Miles has largely played on very competitive teams. I mean, they've won postseason games. They've been to the playoffs 3 times. Like they've had some successes and been more than a middling franchise for most of Miles' career. But your bigger point is a real one, in that they thought, and you go back to the time at the acquisition of Watson, they thought that all they needed was a franchise quarterback. And if they had one who could do the one thing you've got to do in the NFL, which is throw it when everybody knows you're going to throw it. If you have a guy who can elevate at that position, go win the Super Bowl. And I think, honestly, the way Burrow played early in his Bengals career, Lamar was winning MVPs. The reality is you had to have that, or at least that was their perception, and they gambled as big as you can on Deshaun Watson. And the last time anybody saw him play football before they acquired him, he led the NFL in passing. So it's not like anybody really saw this coming. Perhaps they should have. And now, to your point, there's really no clean break here. It's going to be a mess trying to eradicate themselves from this if he doesn't turn it around. And obviously, at this point, it's hard to imagine he will.
Yeah, I mean, what do they even do? I mean, because you're talking about dead money. Even if you just fast forward the season to the offseason, it's like $172.9 million. I don't know what you do with that.
Yeah, I mean, after June, it's mostly the cap hit. Like you can't worry about they're not worried about like what they owe him. I don't think that's anything anyone's concerned about, is like writing a check. They're liquid, so they're not crazy about it, but they could do that. It's basically the cap hit that's going to be absolutely crippling, and that'll go down once June 6th happens. There will come a time you're going to have to pay the piper on. It's going to be pretty painful. So, look, there's no quick fix here, and I don't know what they do. I do know this. They got Philly this week, and then after that, they're at home against Cincinnati, and if that game against Philly doesn't go well for him at quarterback, I don't see any scenario, guys, how they can trot him out there at home against the Bengals.
Yeah, no way.
I really don't.
Do you have the sense that the reason he's out there is because of coach or front office?
Oh, it's not. Coach and front office. It ain't ownership. I'll tell you that. That's one of the things that's really disappointing. I've heard a lot of reporting about people who just don't have the first clue about how the Haslams operate. And they can take their own slings and arrows for a bunch of different things, but not for this. This was Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski and Paul DePodesta selling them on the acquisition of Deshaun Watson. They had to be convinced to bring him along and to bring him into the mix. They did convince them, and this is their baby. This is AB, and it's Kevin, and it's Paul. I mean, they believed that Deshaun was going to unlock further things, and so there has been nothing from ownership saying you have to play Deshaun Watson. I just think they all know, Kevin chief among them, that boy, if this doesn't work for him, this goes south a lot of different ways, and it goes sideways really quick. So I think it's more that than anything else. There's nothing from ownership saying, hey, you got to play this guy.
So we have Schlegel on every Tuesday. A couple weeks ago, we asked him what it meant last week to be blue collar and corn fed. Said his dad said, don't hang out in cliques. respect your elders, and don't accept wooden nickels. I think Jimmy Haslam might have got a wooden nickel.
I think he did. Yeah. I think they did, and no one could have seen it. I think the one thing, and I said this from the moment they acquired him. I said it in his very first year. The one thing that nobody considered when acquiring this guy was his mental, where he was at mentally after everything that, and much obviously
Maybe just
very
need
much
some time off, Beau.
Absolutely, much of it was obviously self-inflicted, and all of it was probably deserved. But just from a mental standpoint, nobody was able to do that. They just thought they were acquiring, a Madden player 92 overall. And they had no point of reference on where he was mentally. And there's no way you would have known, right? You don't know until you know. And I think obviously mentally he's pretty fried.
Uncle, always appreciate the time. Have a great show today. We'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, boys, be well.
There you go. Uncle Beau with us every single Tuesday at this time. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still tracking delays on I-71 southbound. We've got a crash in those southbound lanes just south of Polaris that has traffic very backed up. Expect to be slow moving coming in from Delaware County. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit greatlateskia.com.
There isn't a day that goes by that I don't appreciate what Awaken 180 has done for me. Scotty Vegas here, and since I started Awaken 180 in January, I lost and have kept off over 40 pounds. I hadn't been under 200 pounds since high school. Now I've been under 200 pounds for 5 straight months. My coach Patrick and I were laughing this week as I was telling him now in my tennis matches, instead of trying to play quick points, I have the energy to play long points and wait for my opponent to tire out. My metabolism is working the way it should now that I'm at my ideal weight. After you reach your ideal weight, Awaken 180 provides the free support for life. If you're ready to make the change and only do it once, do it. Call the long-term solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Protect yourself, Ohio. Get your shots for COVID and flu today. A message from the Ohio Departments of Health and Aging.
APCO, windows, siding, and decks. Business First says we're the largest remodeler in town. Our philosophy is simple. We don't rely on sales gimmicks to get our customers. We rely on our reputation.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
Rothman and Ice.
It's like when you go, if you were to buy the Willy Wonka factory, you're not taking all the W's down. I got nothing but chocolate, sexual chocolate going on there.
Rothman and Ice, weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
It is chilly as you head out the door today. Sweaters and jackets definitely needed. Today we get up to around 70 under sunny skies. Tonight, 43 under clear skies. Sunny again tomorrow with a high of 70. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. If you make a wisecrack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Wrapping things up here. Little Tuesday edition of the program. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Uncle Beau and the boys, they're going to be up next. It is a Tuesday. And it will be Tuesdays with DeBerry. Don DeBerry, he's going to join the program with them coming up a little bit later on. He will join them at 10:33, as he usually does. Hey, listen to this. If tickets are too expensive for you, perhaps to go to the Stadium Series game against the Red Wings for the Jackets. But if you're looking for tickets,
then listen to the fan.
We here are giving away tickets to the biggest Jackets fans. Here's how you can win a pair of tickets to the game. All you need to do, go to 971thefan.com, describe what makes you the biggest fan, upload some pictures, and the top 10 biggest fans, as decided by the fan selection panel, will win a pair of tickets to the game. Must be entered by 11:59 p.m. on October 13th. That is this coming Sunday. And the game is March 1st at the Horseshoe. Jackets against the Red Wings. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com or in the Ticketmaster app. I still don't know who's on the selections panel committee.
I mean, maybe just going to every game, that might make you the biggest fan.
That's true. My buddy Alan.
It's called endurance, Beam.
So I've got a buddy. He works behind the counter at Weiland's. He's a diehard Jackets fan. I think he's been a season ticket holder literally since they opened the building and they started. And I get to talking to him. He listens to the show sometimes and just asking him his thoughts about the team and whatever. And it's quite the grind towards the end of the year for him.
Towards the end of the year for us.
Yeah.
The whole deal. It's fun to go to the games. In-game experience. Phenomenal.
It's an A+. It's an A+.
You get that gem of a win later in the season. It feels really good.
Yeah.
It's exciting. But, the in-game experience is tremendous.
Oh, it's great.
Got a young team, Beam.
It's great, yeah.
What'd you say? Your buddy said they were a 50-point squad this year?
Yeah, I got a text yesterday looking at the squad. Said they might get 50 points. That's going to be tough.
I'm taking the over on that.
Over on 50 points?
Absolutely.
I'm going to take the over on that, too. I don't think they're going to get 100 points, but I'm going to take the over on 50.
20 wins and
7 shootout
11 overtime losses.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll get it done for you. Be all right. How you feeling today, Shark? You all right?
Do you want to hear my poll?
Yeah, let's hear your poll question.
Did we talk about this on the air?
No, this was Bob when we were talking to Schlegel for the second time at 8:00 when we were all gathered in the studio together.
Right, about something for this date in history.
Yeah.
Did we say that on the air?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
We haven't.
Then I'll save it for tomorrow.
Why? You already said it. Just say it now.
I polled my kids.
Oh, yeah, the Thomas the Trade.
All right, so here's what happens. Here's a little peek inside of what happens. So at 6:30, we talk to Schlegel. 8:05, we replay Schlegel. Shark comes in here. If you're on the YouTube channel, you can see it. You can see Shark's head when he marches in here. We have a little chat. We do Today in History right off the top of the show at 6:05. Bob gives Shark some names where he has great audio, and it makes the show sound big. So we get to hear that every morning. And then he asks me for a question for That's What He Said for a Roosters gift card on Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. And then he usually asks me for a fan poll. Mm-hmm. But there's a time and a place where Bob will say a name and Shark doesn't know. Now, not very often do you say that name.
Very rarely.
I know that name, Beau knows that name, and Shark has no idea what it is.
So I told Beau, it's like, Thomas the Train. He goes, what's that? And
Thomas the Train.
I asked Beau during the break, and Beau's like, oh, yeah, Thomas the Train.
Ringo
like, young
Starr.
kid, that Ringo Starr, the voice. Listen, it blew my mind when I was like 14 years old, and I realized that Ringo Starr with the Beatles was the voice, the narration of Thomas the Train. I was like, this guy's a former rock star doing kids shows.
So I texted my 3 kids.
You're around our age. Like your older boys are my age.
Mark is 45, Josh is 43, Megan is 30. Did you ever watch Thomas the Train? The guys are making fun of me for not knowing what that is. Mark said, we never did as kids, but my kids know it.
Okay.
His kid, he's got 3 kids under 7 years old. Megan said, no, I didn't watch Thomas the Train.
But do they know what it is?
I know what it is.
Of course.
Now, Megan's also an elementary school teacher.
Conscientious objector.
So I don't feel so bad. My kids didn't watch it.
But
How do you not know what it is?
But I didn't really watch it either, but I was like generally aware of the situation. Like for a college football coach, they're supposed to be generally aware of what's going on in their program.
I'm not a college football coach, and I don't watch a lot of PBS except Ken Burns' documentary.
Absentee dad, absentee grandfather is what you're saying.
What about Red Light, Green Light? Wasn't that on PBS? Wasn't that like a Canadian show where a guy just like fixes
I
it?
know what Sesame Street is.
Mr. Rogers?
I know who Mr. Rogers is.
Come on.
Antiques Roadshow? That's
Antiques
a PBS, isn't
Roadshow?
it?
I think that's on Bally Sports Ohio.
Auctioneering is the sport of the future.
I mean,
that's definitely a PBS show.
We didn't have cable growing up, so I watched a lot of PBS. Because if
Arthur was a PBS show.
If I wandered onto there and there's something that caught my eye, it was staying on there.
Franklin the Tortoise.
Yeah.
Well, when I was growing up, we didn't have cable either because there wasn't cable. We had like 5 channels.
Yeah, but you had a party line, so that was probably cooler.
We did not have a party line.
I don't know what that is.
Society.
I don't know what a party
You'd get on
line
the
is.
phone and you'd be sharing that
with,
line.
with other families around you.
Yeah, so if somebody was on the phone, you had to wait for them to hang up before you could make a call.
Mike said in the YouTube chat, it wasn't shown in the Soviet Union chart. So that makes, that
They
makes
like
sense.
rock and roll. Ringo was banned.
Tomas.
yeah, Ringo was banned from the USSR. Before we get out of here today, Bob, this was your question. Do you think Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will get married? I'll say yes. Why not?
I'm telling you,
why not?
I think yes.
Crazy kids in love. She's going to football games. He's looking sweet with a mustache.
What are the listeners saying?
The listeners said with an overwhelming vote, who cares?
By the way, someone just threw in the chat the biggest banger on PBS.
Oh, how did we forget
Bob
him?
Ross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Little
Saw
Clouds.
Bob.
Happy Little Trees. You ever watch that documentary? You know what? We're up against it. We can talk about the Bob Ross documentary and how he was taken advantage of for years. Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene on a Wednesday if they allow us? You good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have a great day. Uncle Beau and the boys up next. We're back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash on I-71 southbound. That crash is south of Polaris. Expect to be slow moving coming in from Delaware County. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Fashion Market at Ohio Stadium this Thursday at Ohio Stadium Huntington Club. Tickets are available at go.osu.edu/Buckeye Fashion Market 2024.
This is a Fan Action Update.
The National League takes center stage today in Major League Baseball playoffs. The Phillies are on the road, but a slight -112 favorite on the money line over the Mets, who are -104. The Padres are -150 favorites in Game 3 today against the Dodgers. And your World Series odds now. Yankees are the favorite at +270. Dodgers +430. Guardians are now 10-1. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey folks, Bobby Carpenter here. I picked up my brand new Toyota Tundra last week and I absolutely love it. From my guy Marcello at Germain Toyota. And right now, you can lease the powerful Toyota Tundra SR5 for just $409 per month. That's 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. Built to handle tough jobs and thrilling journeys. The Toyota Tundra SR5 is the ultimate companion for work and play. These deals are rolling out fast, so don't wait. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy. Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush. Plus, top-of-the-line grills still in stock. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey guys, it's Anthony Rothman. If you're feeling at a loss for energy or just not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. That's right, it affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But guys have different T levels, so don't go for a standard dosage plan. Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Do it now. Go to lowtcenter.com and book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers.